This is Chicago Cubs baseball with Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer on the Cubs Radio Network.
Network exclusively present the Cubs Radio pregame show, driven by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Buick and GMC dealers. Brought to you in part by ABOC, Bosch Power Tools, GatsDesMoines.com, Certa Pro Painters, Club Sitco, McGrath Acura of Westmont, Consumers Credit Union, Fitzgerald Equipment, Southwest Airlines, the Village of Bedford Park, TimberTech Decking and Railing, and by Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. And now your host, Zach Zaidman.
Cubs are shaking things up to get back on track. Hi, everyone. A pleasant good afternoon to you from beautiful Wrigley Field. I'm Zach Zaidman. It's game 2 of a 3-game set between the Cubs and Houston Astros. Coming up, we'll hear from both Hoby Milner and Craig Counsell. But first, our conversation with Coom, sponsored by Yuengling Traditional Lager, the oldest brewery in America. Joined now by Ron Coomer and Coom. Cubs have dropped 6 straight games, so they're making changes, including Pete Crow Armstrong leading off today, Nico Horner batting 4th, and Ian Happ gets the day off.
After a while, you watch some things, and the team has been struggling. There's no doubt about that. And, sometimes you just shake up the lineup a little bit in hopes that some of that will just trigger some better at-bats and key at-bats, when you got runners in scoring position. I don't think this is a major ordeal for Counts, but it is one of those things that it was time. There's no doubt. The Cubs have been struggling in offense.
Now it's time for the keys to the game. Sponsored by Heat and Frost Insulators and the Illinois Regional Insulation Contractors. Visit local17insulators.com. And by Toyota. Visit your Chicagoland Toyota dealer or Toyota.com today. Couple of right-handers going. Colin Ray for the Cubs, Coom. Kai-Wei Teng for the Astros.
Well, for Colin Ray, it's the same. He knows how to pitch here in this ballpark. The wind is blowing in, but not significantly. It's just, a breeze blowing in. It's not going to be, where the ball's not going to go anywhere today. So, but you still want to keep the ball in the middle of the field. And for Colin today, what would really help is him to have a long outing. So if he pitches ahead in the count a lot early, that would help. For the Cubs hitters today, Tank fastball, he's got 2, 4-seamer, 2-seamer, but a sweeping breaking ball, whether he calls it the sweeper, and then he's got a curveball. They both go across the zone, and they both go down a little bit. There's about 3 miles an hour difference in those pitches. So for a hitter, not much difference. You better be able to stay to the middle of the field if that pitch is on today, and he's got a good one.
Good stuff, Coom. Thank you. Partly cloudy, 63 degrees. I think Pat would say that there's just a zephyr of a breeze blowing in, as you described it. Coming up, mixing things up. That's next on The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
This is Chicago Cubs baseball with Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer on the Cubs Radio Network.
Imagine a tumor. Now imagine one nearly the size of a football invading your heart. Our team took on Mike's rare condition, removing the tumor and repairing the structures of his heart and pulmonary valve. Northwestern Medicine. Better.
Coom here. Baseball's been around a long time. Since the 1800s, when pitchers threw underhand. You know what's been around even longer? Yuengling. Yuengling started brewing in 1829. People were drinking a cold Yuengling before baseball even existed. No box scores, no 7th-inning stretches, just great beer that stood the test of time for 197 years. So next time you're at a ballpark, grab a Yuengling Traditional Lager, because just like baseball, legends stand the test of time. Yuengling is proud to be the official beer of the Cubs Radio Network.
DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Since 1962, Fitzgerald Equipment has kept businesses moving with forklifts, rentals, and expert service. Featuring heli forklifts built to go the distance. Visit FitzgeraldEquipment.com. Trusted equipment powered by heli. Fitzgerald Equipment. Material handling handled. Proud partner of Cubs Radio.
Allstate knows your home means everything to you, and you'll do anything to protect it. But not just with any protection. You want insurance that'll be there for you and your family when you need it most. And that's what Allstate's been doing for over 60 years. So check Allstate first for home insurance you can rely on. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Coverage subject to terms, qualifications, and availability. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
I need a little range, step to the range, come on, meet me at the range.
Introducing the new Chick-fil-A Jalapeno Ranch Club Sandwich. With that juicy Chick-fil-A chicken on a buttermilk ranch bun, jalapeno ranch sauce, and pickled jalapenos, it's a little ranch with a lot of kick. The new Chick-fil-A Jalapeno Ranch Club with original spicy or grilled filet. Available for a limited time only. Order ahead on the Chick-fil-A app.
Refresh your home with Benjamin Moore. Now through May 25th, save 20% on premium Benjamin Moore exterior paints and stains at participating dealers. Visit BenjaminMoore.com.
Every moment of Cubs baseball can be heard in crystal clear FM quality on 104.3 The Score and in the Chicagoland area on the Odyssey app. Cubs hosting Houston. This is the Cubs radio pregame show driven by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Buick and GMC dealers. It is time now for the Inside Pitch, sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. What makes us better makes you better. We say hello to Score Baseball insider Bruce Levine.
Even the very steady hand of Cubs manager Counsell had a little tremor in it after the Northsiders lost their sixth straight game 4-2 to the Astros on Friday. Counsell told me that the lineup on Saturday would have some changes in it. Not a threat, but a reality of no offense. I asked Dansby Swanson what should be trusted to the players and what needs to change.
One thing I'm just saying that it'll be okay, and another thing of being realistic and kind of going out there with the intent of making the correct changes. So, for us, I think we're giving ourselves chances, right? We just haven't been able to come through with some of the consistent hits with guys on base. Being able to kind of string together some hits. I think this offense is obviously really good when everyone's kind of passing the baton to one another, and we just haven't been able to, collectively do that recently.
Right now, the Cubs' 2 10-game winning streaks seem like it happened in another season.
It's crazy, isn't it, Bruce? Thank you. Hey, Cubs fans, new arrivals just hit the Wrigley Field collection. Shop caps, apparel, and accessories at ivyshop.com or at the Cubs store at Gallagher Way. Coming up, the Cubs make a move next on The Score in the Northwestern Medicine Cup.
We're still here playing these songs.
One of these nights,
They are attached to special memories in people's lives.
gonna be a heartache tonight.
Check into the Eagles channel, Hotel California.
Welcome to the Hotel California.
We had no idea that it would affect as many people as it did.
The musical world of the Eagles, guest DJs, and a fan-voted countdown. Hotel California, now on Channel 105 and the SiriusXM app, wherever you stream.
When allergies hit hard, they don't just slow you down, they derail your whole day. But Claritin D punches back harder, providing fast, powerful relief of your worst symptoms, including nasal congestion. Claritin D starts working in as little as 30 minutes, so you can get back to feeling like yourself again and live life on your terms. When allergies get in your way, try Claritin D. Claritin clears. Use as directed.
When you want real baseball talk, tune in to Loud Outs on MLB Network Radio. Hosts and former players bring their years of pro experience to the table by breaking down the headlines, previewing the games, and taking calls from the fans. Plus, the team spotlights the top plays and highlights from the field. Step up to the plate with Loud Outs, weekday afternoons only on MLB Network Radio, SiriusXM Channel 89. Brought to you by Firestone, always dependable since 1900.
Your vehicle doesn't just get you from here to there. It's a bridge to the people and places that matter most. It's how you show up for your family, your community, and everyone else that depends on you. That's why for 125 years, Firestone has been building tires with one thing in mind, to deliver products that are as reliable as you are, so you can keep showing up mile after mile for the people who need you most. Firestone, always dependable since 1900. Stay close to your team all season long. Every Major League Baseball game with your hometown announcers is available on SiriusXM and the SiriusXM app.
All Cubs triples and saves are sponsored by Northern Illinois Food Bank. Help close the door on hunger. Visit solveHungerToday.org. Cubs home versus Houston. This is the Cubs radio pregame show driven by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Buick and GMC dealers. It is time now to check on who's hot and cold. Sponsored by Plumbers 911. Plumbing emergency, call 1-833-PLUM-911. Local 130 plumbers get the job done right the first time. Miguel Amaya, 6 for 18 over his last 7 games. A .333 average with 1 home run. The cold, there are a whole bunch of Cubs that are cold right now, including Dansby Swanson, who's 4 for 27 over his last 7 games, a .148 average with 1 home run. The Cubs have called up outfielder Kevin Alcantara. Utility man Nicky Lopez has been designated for assignment. Coming up, the art of throwing via a side-arming delivery. That's next on The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs.
The Phillies have swept the Pittsburgh Pirates with back-to-back shutout wins.
As the daily drama of Major League Baseball unfolds, there's a channel dedicated to the conversation.
The Philadelphia Phillies have straightened out their season, and a lot of it has to do with their pitching.
MLB Network Radio is the place for passionate, informed opinions.
Those players can take it to another level, but the focal point is always Schwarber, Harper, and Turner.
Join the daily discussion on SiriusXM Channel 89 and the SiriusXM app.
Welcome to basketball's biggest stage.
Somebody will reach basketball immortality.
Welcome to the NBA Finals.
That's basketball at its finest.
This is about more than a game, more than a series. This is about legacy.
You are watching what greatness is all about.
Tune in to see who performs under the brightest lights and who writes their way into history. The 2026 NBA Finals begin Wednesday, June 3rd on ABC.
Baseball fans, your favorite MLB team has its own channel on the SiriusXM app. Just search for your team, then press the plus sign to listen to your hometown announcers.
Get inside the dugout with live interviews with over a dozen big league managers each month on MLB Network Radio, Channel 89, and the SiriusXM app.
Today's veteran of the game is Brian Furchek from Chicago, who served in the United States Marine Corps. Thank you for your service. Sponsored by JeffBuysYourHouse.com, veteran-led and trusted since 2007. As we approach the top of the hour, let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs.
For 24/7 baseball talk, interviews, and game analysis. After the game, check out MLB Network Radio, SiriusXM 89.
Cubs Astros at Wrigley Field. This is the Cubs radio pregame show driven by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Buick and GMC dealers. In our Cubs conversation, here's how left-hander Hoby Milner became a sidearm pitcher.
I was in my second year in AA, 2015. Prior to that, I threw over the top. Like I was a starter, swing man kind of in college. And my velocity was around like 90, 91 over the top, and I'd given up a lot of home runs that year, or the previous like few years, and low strikeout rate. And our pitching coordinator, Rafael Chavez, was in town in AA watching us do PFP, and when I throw...
Which is pitcher's fielding practice.
Correct, yeah. Pitcher's fielding practice. When I throw to bases, I throw sidearm. And he was like, he thought that it looked really good when I did that. Like, he said it looked natural. And he told me, like, I'm kind of stuck in AAA and I wasn't going to, like, stuck in AA. I wasn't really going to advance to AAA or the big leagues throwing the way I was. So I should consider throwing sidearm because it looked really good and it looked like I had a chance that way. So I gave it some thought, and the last month of the season in 2015, I was throwing sidearm.
How weird was it just beginning that process from the mound?
It was tough at first. I didn't have an identity at first. I was trying to basically copy other people that did it. I was watching a lot of film on guys that threw sidearm.
Like who?
Darren O'Day, Randy Choate, Pat Neshek, Steve Cishek. I watch all these guys. And I mean, it took me that whole off season. I was throwing submarine, and then I showed up spring training, and I was throwing like a little higher, and then I started throwing knuckleballs that spring. Because they saw my knuckleball and thought that it was really good, so they wanted me to use that. And I was doing that for a while, and then I ended up canning the knuckleball, and they told me, like, hey, we're going to keep you in extended for a little bit, and we're going to have a guy work with you just on your mechanics, and we're going to, like, figure out a way to, like, maximize your mechanics. And so basically what we did was we acted like I was fielding a ball PFP style, and I'd pick up a ball and play like every throw I did in catch play was picking up a ball off the ground and throwing it. And then we went through that motion, but we found a stopping point, like a set position that I could replicate that feel. So basically once we did that, I I found a set position on the rubber, and then I was just fielding a ball and throwing it to a base, like to the catcher. And then after that, it was like automatic. Like everything felt really good. Like I became like myself, and the breaking ball took a little time to figure that out, but the fastball changeup was there automatically because I've been throwing those forever, and that's it.
So this is before the video technology that you have available to you today to use and get better was invented, right? So you're doing this by feel.
Yeah, no, I just, whatever felt good, looked good, that's what we did.
Do you remember the first time, and it may have not been just one time, but do you remember a time when you were actually on the mound during a game and you're like, this is going to work?
So that 2016, like after extended, they sent me up to AAA. That's my first time ever to AAA. And I threw like 3 innings perfect against the Yankees AAA team, like in my AAA debut. I had to face like Judge, a lot of guys that they have on their team, or had on their team back then, and it was just like a really good outing. And then my next outing, I pitched against the Nationals AAA, went like 2 perfect innings or something like that, and then I got sent out to AA. But at that point, I was like, I think I got a shot, just because I just showed up and all of a sudden I'm getting outs and soft contact, and it was great.
And then when you got the call as a big leaguer and facing big league hitters, and you kind of knew in the back of your mind that you could do it, but do you remember that moment?
Yeah, no, I remember getting called up and not knowing if myself was going to play at the big league level. Like it's an experiment basically, and when I showed up, I didn't have a whole lot of confidence. Like I basically waited for the success to come to have my confidence, which isn't the best way to do it, but that's just where I was mentally at the time, and that's what happened.
Do you get a lot of questions from kids when they meet you and find out what you do and see the way you pitch about? Because everyone, when you're a kid, you always look at things that are different, and you clearly are different on the mound.
Yeah, I think there's kids that, I think the only kids that are interested in throwing sidearm are the ones that, like, I don't know, I guess it's not working out for them over the top, and which is exactly what happened to me. But I get more questions from the kids' dads. Like,
do you really?
Hey, you need advice for, like, if you should drop down? And I always tell them don't drop down until it's like a last resort. Like, if he's not making the team over the top, then, like, maybe try it. But, yeah.
And I'm sure when you were initially told this is what you should start to do, you probably scoffed at it a little bit, right?
I wouldn't say I scoffed at it, but I was like, it was a disappointment because, like, what I had done my whole life wasn't good enough, and, like, they checked with the GM at the time, at Ruben Amaro, and Ruben Amaro was like, yeah, go for it, you can drop down, which told me, like, they don't have any plans for me over the top, so this is what I have to do. And at least they gave me the opportunity, and they didn't, like, release me and I had to do it on my own. So, like, they gave me a chance, and I'm appreciative of that.
Everything happens for a reason. Hoby, thank you. Appreciate the time.
No problem. Thanks.
Really cool chat with Hoby Milner. The Cubs strongly encourage the use of all public transportation, especially CTA buses and trains when traveling to Wrigley Field. For all games, the Cubs offer a free bike valet service located by the Addison Red Line station. For details, visit cubs.com/transportation. Coming up, the Manager's Show next on The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
This is Chicago Cubs baseball with Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer on the Cubs Radio Network.
Chicago baseball fans, Ron Coomer here. Spring in the city means the return of baseball and the start of backyard season. If you're thinking about upgrading your outdoor space, TimberTech Decking combines advanced innovation with the beauty of real wood without the maintenance. Built for resilience through the Midwest weather, it's designed to perform season after season. Order free samples or connect with a contractor near you at TimberTech.com. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
Hey Cubs fans, Southwest Airlines here with more reasons why flying Southwest from Chicago just makes sense. We're famously friendly, non-stops out the wazoo, and so reliable. In fact, the Wall Street Journal ranked us #1, first among U.S. airlines. I guess the answer to who's on first is Southwest Airlines, official airline of your Chicago Cubs. Based on WSJ's 2025 rankings, see southwest.com/WSJ.
Doug.
There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means sitting front row at a comedy show.
Hey everyone, check out this guy and his bird. What is this, your first date?
Oh, no. We help people customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual together. We're married. Me to a human, him to a bird.
Yeah, the bird looks out of your league anyways.
Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Save time every time for a great haircut. Just download the Great Clips app or check in online at greatclips.com. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Cubs Astros at Wrigley Field. New lineup for today. PCA leading off. Nico batting cleanup. Ian Happ has the day off. Time now to hear from manager Craig Counsell, who explains why he shook up the lineup.
There wasn't much thought to it. I think shakeup was probably the thing we were just after. And so I think what you're doing when you do that is you're just kind of giving guys just a different look in terms of like when they're going up there. But yeah, that's it. Not a lot of thought.
When you have guys like Ramirez and Alcantara coming up and they may not be in a lineup right away, what are they getting from their time here, even if they're not necessarily on the field right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think specifically for Pedro, you're in spring training, so you're around the guys, so I think you know the guys. I think that's the organization of a day and kind of the preparation for a game is just vastly different than in spring training. And so you're giving them a kind of window into that. And I think that's important to understand and to feel probably more than anything. So that's part of it. Kevin got a pretty good feel of that last September, I thought. And so I think he's a little more aware of it and understands it. But I think for Pedro, it's certainly brand new.
Kevin going to play a lot?
Kevin's on the roster. If there's spots to get him in there, absolutely. And but when you're going through it, it just hurts, right? And you don't feel like it's, you don't understand how you got there. You don't understand how you're going to get out of it, and it feels worse than it is. And I think that's that's kind of what he and I talked about yesterday, and you kind of laugh about it. I don't want to minimize that or make that sound that we're not trying to get it right, but it's what the game does to you a little bit. It's what performance does to you. It's what out of character performance does to you. You have to put it in the right frame to get out of it a little bit sometimes.
The pitching matchup next on The Score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs Talk on your ride home. Spiegel and Holmes, afternoons 2 to 6 on 104.3 The Score.
A cool and crisp Modelo tastes good. But you know what tastes even better? That just washed and detailed your ride, Modelo. That finally landed the trick, Modelo. That got the squad together for El Tráfico, Modelo. That made it home after braving the 405, Modelo. That Modelo you earned is just better. That Modelo is the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
At DSW, we ask the important questions, like, what shoes are you going to wear? Whether you're prepping for wedding season, festival season, or just planning the ultimate vacay, the right shoes can make or break an RSVP. So own the moment. You've got big plans, and we've got just the shoes. At the perfect price, of course. Get ready to get ready with Designer Shoe Warehouse. Head to your DSW store or DSW.com today and let us surprise you.
From first call to final invoice, ServiceTitan is the only integrated intelligence that automates your entire workflow. Built for visionaries, ready to stop operating and start automating their success. ServiceTitan, AI for the trades.
The ocean delights us. Some marvel at the colorful world below the surface. The ocean feeds us. Others find
gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land and o'er the free and the home of the
Fair Williams performing the national anthem at Wrigley Field today. Time now for Who Are You Banking On? Sponsored by Busey Bank. Building business, growing wealth since 1868. I'm banking on PCAs. In the leadoff spot today, Pete Crow Armstrong has 2 homers and 7 RBIs over his last 14 games at home. The pitching matchup is sponsored by Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. Enjoy the laid-back experience of Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. The Cubs going with right-hander Colin Ray, 4-2, a 4.98 ERA. The Astros are countering with a fellow right-hander, Kai Wei Teng, who's 2-3 with a 2.61 ERA. It's time for baseball at Wrigley Field. Cubs, Astros, Pat, Ron, next on The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Great Cubs guests all season long. Rahimi, Harrison, Grody, middays 10 to 2 on 104.3 The Score.
Question. Real estate in California. What the Seriously, can someone help? What's an escrow? What's an ARM? What is an REO? What is pre-approval? Can I get pre-approval? Why is inventory so low? Why are interest rates so high? Oh, interest rates not so high? How low is low? How not so high is right.
Before you go down the road of questions, get expert help at championsofhome.com. California Association of Realtors. Who's your realtor?
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's B-Y-R-N-A, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Looking for a great deal to stay connected? Now for a limited time, new Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber customers can get Fiber 500 internet and a line of mobile for just $59.99 a month with autopay for 1 year. Get Fiber 500 internet for $19.99 a month and unlimited welcome for $40 a month plus taxes and fees with a new smartphone line. Visit a Verizon store today to learn more and switch. For new Frontier Fiber internet and Verizon Mobile customers in select areas, mobile and home discount enrollment required. Additional terms apply. Times of congestion. Unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
A cool and crisp Modelo tastes good. But you know what tastes even better? That just washed and detailed your ride, Modelo.
Sports betting the way it should be with no bet fee.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
The ocean delights us. Some marvel at the colorful world below the surface. The ocean feeds us. Others find nourishment in its bounty. The ocean teaches us. how our everyday choices impact even the deepest places. The ocean moves us, whether we're riding a wave or soaking in its breathtaking beauty. The ocean connects us. Find your connection at MontereyBayAquarium.org/connects.
Looking for a great deal to stay connected? Now for a limited time, new Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber customers can get Fiber 500 internet and a line of mobile for just $59.99 a month with autopay for 1 year. Get Fiber 500 internet for $19.99 a month and unlimited welcome for $40 a month plus taxes and fees with a new smartphone line. Visit a Verizon store today to learn more and switch. For new Frontier Fiber internet and Verizon Mobile customers in select areas, mobile and home discount enrollment required. Additional terms apply. Times of congestion. Unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
In this business, you're either growing or you're grinding. Success is no longer about hard work alone. It's about using AI to accelerate impact. ServiceTitan is the only integrated intelligence that seamlessly automates your entire workflow, from first bid to final invoice. Born in the trades, built for commercial contractors ready.
We all welcome you to the broadcast and thank you for listening. The Cubs stumbled yesterday, losing their 6th consecutive game as Houston won the series opener 4-2. So the Cubs will try to get back into the win column today as they send right-hander Colin Ray to the mound against Kai Wei Teng, a right-hander for Houston. It's cool, it's cloudy, a little fog in the air, but it's not uncomfortable at all. It's 64 degrees with a little breeze going on. No chance for rain, we are told. Let's go ahead and get right to the starting lineups for today's game. The lineups are brought to you by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Leading off for the visitors from Houston, Jeremy Pena at shortstop. Batting second and playing third base, Isaac Paredes. Batting third, the designated hitter, Yordan Alvarez. Christian Walker batting fourth, Walker at first base. Braden Shoemake is the second baseman. Houston's right fielder is Cam Smith. Zach Cole is batting seventh and playing left field. Bryce Matthews in center field. And batting ninth and catching, Cesar Salazar. Those are the Astros. We'll get you the Cubs lineup as we have time. We'll take a break, come back with the first pitch. Right after this, you are listening to The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Cubs fans, it's Nico Horner. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
A cool and crisp Modelo tastes good, but you know.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's BYRNA, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Question. Real estate in California. What the Seriously, can someone help? What's an escrow? What's an ARM? What is an REO? What is pre-approval? Can I get pre-approval? Why is inventory so low? Why are interest rates so high? Oh, interest rates not so high? How low is low? How not so high is right.
Before you go down the road of questions, get expert help at championsofhome.com. California Association of Realtors. Who's your realtor?
Looking for a great deal to stay connected? Now for a limited time, new Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber customers can get Fiber 500 internet and a line of mobile for just $50.
Field is in great condition. The big right-hander Colin Ray works out of a stretch, brings the first pitch to Jeremy Pena. It's in for a strike, and away we go. Ron, as you think about Ray working against these Astros today, we'll get some of your thoughts after this 0-1 delivery to Pena, who takes outside 1-1.
I think a couple things. You know, for Ray, always command and moving the ball around the zone and having a good fastball command, very important. But I also think today,
swing and a miss, 1-2.
Cubs need someone to step up and pitch a really good ball game. You know what I mean? You need some guys to have really good days. And for Ray to give the Cubs a good long start would be great for them. If you could get into that 7th inning, that would be outstanding for the Cubs.
Pena 1 for 5 yesterday, right-handed batter, and the pitch on the way is outside. And along those same lines of discussion, Ron, some of the Cubs' offensive players need to step up and drive in some runs in clutch situations.
No doubt about it. And that's where the lineup shuffle comes in today, and just trying to, get to a situation where you get a couple of those key hits and you kind of break the ice here a little bit.
High fly ball, shallow center, drifting in. Pete Crow Armstrong calling and making the catch. Horner was out in the area. So was Swanson briefly. But it was Pete Crow Armstrong who had the easier play coming in. He called everyone off and made the catch. And it's a breezy day at Wrigley. It might be a tricky, windy day. We'll see.
Yeah, there's some fog that's kind of rolled into, kind of around the lake. When you look out by the lake, it's foggy. There's some sunshine on the field, but the ball in deep center field it's foggy.
High fly ball to deep left off the bat of Isaac Paredes at the wall, and making the catch is Michael Conforto. On some days, that would have been long gone, but just a little hint of a breeze blowing in from left kept that ball in the park, and it's out number 2.
Colin Ray throws his fastball. He wants it on the outside corner, and it ends up leaking towards the middle of the plate at the knees. Paredes hits this ball a ton, but hits it a mile in the air. And as you said, that little bit of wind blowing in kept it in the ballpark.
64 degrees at Wrigley. Now the big right-hander Ray working on Yordan Alvarez. Alvarez, their best hitter, hitting .308. He's got power, 15 home runs. He's driven in 31. Left-handed hitter, slightly open stance. Takes a very healthy swing. And this time he takes for a strike 1-1. Game time temperature of 64, brought to you by Four Seasons, your trusted local experts for heating, air conditioning, plumbing, sewer, and electric. No score, first inning, 2 down, bases empty. The next offering low, 2-1. Baseball, you play almost every single day for 6 months. You know you're going to have some rough patches. You're going to have some good times and winning streaks as well. But why is it, Ron, that the winning streaks seem to go by so very quickly and the losing streaks seem to take forever?
Right. Yeah. The days when you're losing, probably because there's a lot of sleepless nights in those.
Yeah, that's a good reason.
Yeah,
swinging a foul back.
Been there. You're struggling. You take an individual player who's been struggling driving in runs, and the team is struggling driving in runs. Yeah, and those nights, you spend a lot of time looking at the ceiling. It's a difficult thing.
3-2 pitch outside. Alvarez gets the walk and becomes the game's first base runner. 2 down, first inning. The batter, Christian Walker.
Colin Ray trying to stay away from Alvarez. Missed the outside corner twice, barely, but missed it. First inning is powered by Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco Distributors Incorporated.
Astros wear those distinctive orange shirts in their road uniform attire, gray trousers, and the right-handed batting Walker takes inside for a ball. Cubs in their home whites with the blue pinstripes all over, blue hats, numbers, sleeves, and socks. Uniform descriptions brought to you by Benjamin Moore. The 1-0, Walker drives one deep left field, trouble all the way back and gone. A line drive home run for Christian Walker, number 12 for him. It looked like an off-speed pitch, and his timing was perfect on the swing.
Yeah, he doesn't try to do too much with this. He just drops the head of the bat down on it and just kind of hits that back spin line drive just to the left center field side of the well. And because of where that ball is hit, it ends up in the bleachers about 3 rows back.
33 RBIs now for Walker, and Houston has taken an immediate 2-0 lead here in the first. Braden Shoemake, the batter, left-handed hitter, takes a strike. So walk and a home run. Ray with a record of 4-2. ERA just under 5. Next pitch is dribbled foul right side. Not much familiarity between Ray and these Astros hitters and vice versa. He's only made 3 career appearances against the Astros with a career record of 2-1, ERA of 4.3. Bouncer to second. Horner has it, lobs to first to end the inning. But some damage is done. A 2-run home run by Christian Walker. And at the end of a half inning, Houston 2, Cubs coming up on The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
A cool and crisp Modelo tastes good, but Chicago, Illinois.
The ocean moves us, whether that's surfing a wave or taking in an inspiring view. The ocean feeds us. Sustainable seafood practices bring the ocean's bounty to our plates. The ocean teaches us how our everyday choices, big and small, make an impact. The ocean delights us as playful otters restore coastal kelp forests. The ocean connects us. Find your connection at MontereyBayAquarium.org/connects.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's BYRNA, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Question. Real estate in California. What the Seriously, can someone help? What's an escrow? What's an ARM? What is an REO? What is pre-approval? Can I get pre-approval? Why is inventory so...
At villageofbedfordpark.com. Pete Armstrong batting leadoff today. Had a home run for the Cubs offense yesterday. He belted a 2-run homer in the 6th inning. That was not enough as the Cubs dropped the series opener. Now Pete hitting leadoff, and he'll take high for ball 1. Right-hander Kai Wei Teng with a record of 2 wins and 3 losses pitching for Houston. Solidly built right-hander, works out of the stretch. And the pitch is a strike. Ron, if you were in that Cubs lineup, what would be your plan against Kai Wei Teng?
Well, Teng, scouting report says he has multiple pitches. To me, as a hitter, you would eliminate some of those and just understand he's got a breaking ball and a changeup.
Swinging a foul back.
He's got 2 fastballs that both are firm with velocity. But what the 2-seamer that I saw compared to his 4-seamer, I don't think he has a lot of movement with either fastball. So to me, he would be fastball, breaking ball guy, and both of his breaking balls stay somewhat on the same plane and go across the zone.
Swinging a foul back, 1-2. He's facing the Cubs for the first time in his career. If that's the case, Ron, I'm sure a lot of guys in the lineup for the Cubs are going to be seeing him for the very first time. So you probably have a lot of discussion after the first few guys bat in the first inning to share some information.
Absolutely.
Here's the 1-2. Line foul down the right field line.
And the other thing in my first at-bat, I would try to be as patient as possible and try to extend my at-bat as long as I could to see as many pitches as I could from him. Now, you know, the other thing that the caveat to that is if there's runners in scoring position, you throw all that out the window and you go to hitting.
Pete takes outside. The count 2-2. Pete's average at .228. His homer yesterday, his 6th of the year, wearing light blue batting gloves on either hand. And the 2-2 from Kai Wei Teng. Swing and a miss. He got him on a fastball, and that's out number 1. 2-0 Astros. First inning, the batter Alex Bregman.
Pitch up in the zone. Pete put a pretty good swing on, but just underneath it. Strike 3. Pitch 88 miles an hour on that off speed. Speed gun powered by Xfinity. Reliable Wi-Fi with at one price for 5 years. Xfinity, imagine that.
Bregman, the former Astro, takes a strike. Uniform description sponsored by Benjamin Moore. On the field or the walls of your home, the right team and colors make all the difference. Official paint of the Chicago Cubs. Ball one is outside to Bregman. Chad Whitson is the home plate umpire today. Bill Miller, the veteran, working at first. Brian Walsh at second, and the third base arbiter is Chad Fairchild. Here's a pitch outside, 2-1. Sun shining brightly now. Great crowd. Lots of blues in the stands. White shirts. A few red and orange and greens. Here's a high pop fly on the infield. Coming over the first baseman. Walker on the mound makes the catch. And that's out number 2. And it brings up Michael Busch.
Well, let's see now if Bushy can do a little damage there. With 2 outs, you're going to take a shot at the seats. Tang with the fastball, kind of fastball and changeup a lot. He'll sweep that breaking ball down and in to the left-handed hitter.
The announcement of the umpire sponsored by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Busch hitless in 3 at-bats yesterday, takes a strike. Michael's another guy that needs to hike up that batting average. He's at .229 right now. 4 home runs, 27 driven in. But there are a lot of guys in that category. You know they can do better because they've proven it in the past.
Yeah, Michael had an incredible year last year. Offensively, over 30 home runs, 90 RBIs. Very, very productive season for him.
Cubs playing in game number 52. Still in the 1/3. The first 1/3 of the season. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and that ends the inning. It's a quiet first inning for the Cubs. They go 1, 2, 3. And at the end of 1, Astros 2, Cubs nothing on the score. And the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Craig Counsell. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
A cool and crisp Modelo tastes good.
Question: real estate in California. What the Seriously, can someone help? What's an escrow? What's an ARM? What is an REO? What is pre-approval? Can I get pre-approval? Why is inventory so low? Why are interest rates so high? Oh, interest rates not so high? How low is low? How not so high is right.
Before you go down the road of questions, get expert help at championsofhome.com. California Association of Realtors. Who's your realtor?
Looking for a great deal to stay connected? Now for a limited time, new Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber customers can get Fiber 500 internet and a line of mobile for just $59.99 a month with autopay for 1 year. Get Fiber 500 internet for $19.99 a month and unlimited welcome for $40 a month plus taxes and fees with a new smartphone line. Visit a Verizon store today to learn more and switch. For new Frontier Fiber internet and Verizon Mobile customers in select areas, mobile and home discount enrollment required. Additional terms apply. Times of congestion. Unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting calm.
2, Astros leading the Cubs 2-0. The second inning is brought to you by Seaglass Wines, official partner of the Cubs, bringing the California Coast to you wherever you are. Pat?
All right, Zach. Zach will be along in the 5th inning to work with Ron Coomer. As we move to inning number 2, Cam Smith takes the first pitch. It's called a ball, but Miguel Amaya says, let's challenge that one and take another look. And it's a good challenge. It's a strike.
Chicago retains it down.
Good pitch right at the bottom of the zone. So you always worry about doing the challenge right away early in the game, but that one worked out.
Next pitch, swing and a miss. Good breaking ball by Colin Ray. Going to make our attendance picks in the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game here soon. It's another huge audience. Very few empty seats. Over 37,000 were here yesterday. And the next pitch low and outside. I see rooftoppers across Sheffield Avenue in right center. Across Waveland Avenue in left center. A lot of bodies here.
Yeah, the neighborhood was packed coming into the ballpark today.
Low and outside for a ball. Beautiful green ivy on the outfield walls all the way around now.
There's something about coming into the neighborhood on these weekend day games when you get here early. It's like the neighborhood has its own buzz to it. Well, hours before the game.
Swing and a miss, strike three. Breaking ball fooled him. Cam Smith tried to check about 3/4 of the way through the cut, and that never has a happy ending.
Yep, very good pitch by Colin Ray. Starts out outside corner in the zone, ends up down and away. Good pitch.
One away, second inning. That's the first strikeout for Colin Ray today. And the left-handed batting Zach Cole takes outside.
Defensive. Oh, I'm sorry, Pat.
I was going to say
ahead.
strikeouts round brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers.
You could read that about 10, 12 times today for the Cubs pitchers. They'd be all for that.
Colin Ray would be very happy. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's outside on the corner, and that's going to be challenged.
Batter's challenging the strike ball.
Now this time the batter is challenging it. He thought it was outside, and it was.
Yeah. Pitches the ball. Houston retains their challenge.
Ball strike challenge sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. We've had a couple of them already here in the early going.
Chad Whitson, home plate umpire, might have his feelings hurt. He's been challenged twice in this half inning.
You know how body language can tell you a lot of things. You know what I mean? When you see people on the field or wherever.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever get the feeling that the umpires don't like that idea, that whole challenge thing?
Is a high pop fly on the infield. Coming down the line in foul territory is Bush, and the catcher Amaya makes an incredible catch. Bush did not see the ball exactly, and he took the wrong route. Amaya moving over toward the on-deck circle, first base side, lunging and making a basket catch, which is very difficult with that catcher's mitt, Ron. What a play.
Well, there are a lot of things going on in that play. The ball's coming down, and he has to start running towards kind of the coach's box at first. Amaya never took his mask off.
Bryce Matthews takes ball one.
Usually the ball goes up, the catcher pulls the mask off, throws it aside, and now he never took his mask off. Bushy did not pick that ball up very well that you described, and Amaya with kind of a sliding catch.
Fly ball to center, shallow, playable. Pete Crow Armstrong will gobble it up. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Colin Ray. We go to the bottom of inning number 2. 2-0 Astros on the score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs radio network.
A cool and crisp Modelo tastes good. But you know what tastes even better? That just washed and detailed your ride, Modelo. That finally landed the trick, Modelo. That got the squad together for El Tráfico, Modelo.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's Byrna, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Looking for a great deal to stay connected? Now for a limited time, new Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber customers can get Fiber 500 internet and a line of mobile for just $59.99 a month with autopay for 1 year. Get Fiber 500 internet for $19.99 a month and unlimited welcome for $40 a month plus taxes and fees with a new smartphone line. Visit a Verizon store today to learn more and switch. For new Frontier Fiber internet and Verizon Mobile customers in select areas, mobile and home discount enrollment required. Additional terms apply. Times of congestion. Unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
Question. Real estate in California. What the Seriously, can someone help? What's an escrow? What's an ARM? What is an REO? What is pre-approval? Can I get pre-approval? Why is inventory so low?
Visit grandappliance.com for full details.
Fans in Illinois can purchase Cubs Charities 50-50 raffle tickets starting at 10 a.m. through the end of the game at Cubs.com/raffle or from a raffle ambassador at Wrigley Field through the 8th inning. Pat?
Nico Horner will lead off this second inning. Nico batting cleanup today. We may have to do some research and see if this is the first time he has hit cleanup in a regular season ball game for the Cubs. I don't recall him batting cleanup ever before. Do you, Ron?
I'm not sure early, maybe even last year, in the middle of the year and early, if he did or not, because he was hitting 5th, 6th at times, and then he started getting moved up. But I'm not sure. If he has, it hasn't been many.
Let's see if Nico can start a Cubs rally in this second inning. And he'll take outside the count 2-1.
Defensive alignment, sponsored by Fitzgerald Equipment. Material handling, handle. Learn more at FitzgeraldEquipment.com. Playing Nico straight away and fairly deep, especially in left field.
Now the 2-1. Nico takes a strike, 2-2. Kai-Wei Teng has worked mainly out of the bullpen this season. He has transitioned to the rotation. Only recently, this is his 4th start of the year. And now the pitch. Nico takes down low. It's 3-2.
Yeah, if you look at his pitch numbers per game, the last ball game his pitch count was in the 70s. So he's finally getting kind of stretched out where, today might be 85 or 90 possibly.
Let's see if Nico can get on the payoff pitch. It's outside and low. There's a base on balls. Many times that'll start a rally. Let's see if that's the case here as Michael Conforto comes up.
Now good at bat by Nico, not chasing any of his pitches away. Feel like a Bosch prediction brought to you by Bosch Power Tools. Feel like a Bosch. Now, anybody feel like Bosching today? Paul's ring is he's in. Okay.
Maybe after the game for me, Ron. Here's the stretch by Kai-Wei Teng. And his pitch to Michael Conforto is outside, ball 1.
Now, Pat wants the Bosch after the game. Zach, we nominate you to make the Bosch prediction of the game.
I believe Pete Crow Armstrong will hit a home run.
Oh, wow.
Today.
Okay, I love it.
Conforto will take a strike, 1-1.
They come in bunches, right?
Yeah, sure. Yep.
Kai-Wei Teng. I like that name. It's his 4th start. And the pitch in there for a called strike. Wouldn't it be something if his street address was Highway 10? Kai-Wei Teng on Highway 10, reporting for duty, sir. Maybe it's just me.
That's why you're a Hall of Famer.
Short lead by Nico at first. And the man from Highway 10 will make a pickoff throw over to first.
Now, can I ask you a personal question?
Oh, please do.
I know kind of your routine, like mine early morning, especially for the day games. We get up, a little coffee, and right away on your computer, researching for the game. Is that correct?
It's pretty much every single day.
Yep. Same here. They're definitely creatures of habit. Now, when you saw who was pitching against the Cubs today, you've been waiting to use the old Highway 10 for a long time, haven't you?
I couldn't wait to get it out. I was pretty proud I waited until the second inning. Here comes the 2-2 pitch on the way. Swinging a high fly ball, shallow right center. Matthews in, Smith in. Matthews, the center fielder, makes the catch alongside the right fielder Smith, and that's out number 1. Horner still at first, and the batter Seiya Suzuki.
Ball in the middle of the field. The wind is not blowing very hard. It's just kind of slightly blowing in, so the ball will carry, but there's not been a ball that's been really affected by the wind yet.
Christian Walker with a 2-run home run in the first inning for the Astros. And here's a fastball away to Suzuki. This guy's got a pretty good arm, Ron.
He really does. He's got a good arm and he's got a good sweeping hook. And he really likes to use the breaking ball. It seems like here in the early going, he's saving that slider or breaking ball, and he's throwing a lot more fastballs.
There's another fastball strike. Teng beat Texas in his last outing. 5 shutout innings of work. Short lead at first by Nico. He's twitching a little bit. And perhaps that was noticed by the pitcher, and he makes a pickoff throw to first, not in time. Nico will disrupt the concentration of a pitcher, though, when he's on base. And the pitch on the way. On the outside corner to Suzuki, 1-2.
Yeah, that's that good breaking ball. It starts out inside and it ends up in the outside corner. He's got a good one. That pitch might have been off the plate away. Cubs did not challenge.
2-0 Houston, bottom of the second inning. Here's a pitch way outside. Cubs trying to snap a 6-game skid. It started on the south side the last 2 games against the White Sox. Then they lost all 3 to Milwaukee earlier this week, and yesterday they lost. Horner jumping away at first. There's a bouncing ball to short. Pena will step on second, throw to first. That's a double play. The inning comes to an end. 6-3 on the double play. At the end of 2, Houston 2, Cubs nothing on The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Spiegel and Holmes, great Cubs guests and more on your way home 2 to 6 on 104.3 The Score.
A cool and crisp Modelo tastes good.
Question: real estate in California. What the Seriously, can someone help? What's an escrow? What's an ARM? What is an REO? What is pre-approval? Can I get pre-approval? Why is inventory so low? Why are interest rates so high? Oh, interest rates not so high? How low is low? How not so high is right.
Before you go down the road of questions, get expert help at championsofhome.com. California Association of Realtors. Who's your realtor?
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's Byrna, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Looking for a great deal to stay connected? Now for a limited time, new Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber customers can get Fiber 500 internet and a line of mobile for just $50.
2025 rankings. See southwest.com/WSJ.
Third inning, 2-0 Astros. A 2-run home run by Christian Walker in the first is the difference. Cesar Salazar, left-handed batting catcher, first up against Colin Ray here in the third. We welcome Danny Parkins to our broadcast booth, formerly of The Score, currently the co-host of First Things First on Fox Sports 1. He lives in New York these days, but he was the host a few days ago of the 24-hour Cubs for a Cure Radiothon, and congratulations, Danny. Over $800,000 was raised. I commend you and all of the others who were involved in that program.
Pat, Coombe, thank you. It's great to see you guys. It's a labor of love. I do it for my brother Brad, who passed away 3 years ago in April, and it's an honor.
Fly ball to right. Suzuki, almost in his tracks, makes the catch, and that's out number 1.
Yeah, being able to come back every year, like it's not lost on me that Mitch Rosen and everyone at Odyssey and Crane Kenny and the Ricketts family and everyone at the Cubs. I don't live in Chicago. I don't work at The Score anymore, but they still trust me to kind of operate this thing under their banners, and so it's the honor of my career, is what I always say.
And you had some kind of lineup that you had. When you start looking at who you had on in the last 24 hours, pretty good, and it really touches a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, it was great to have Rizzo on this year. Obviously cancer impacts everybody, but there's so many Cubs connections to the cancer world.
Fly ball to left center, shallow, racing in. Pete Crow Armstrong makes a nice sliding catch. He just outran that baseball. It's out number 2.
Man, I want a 1, 2, 3, but I'd like to stay with you guys a little bit longer. We could work a count or something. But no, Rizzo came on, and Ian Happ, who lost his dad to cancer, got real emotional, telling some great stories about it. Jameson Tyone, obviously a cancer survivor. So that's, and obviously Lester a few years ago. So, there's so many.
Counts with your brother.
Counsell with my brother. They grew up together in Whitefish Bay, and we do it in honor of Rhino and Lynn Bramer. And so, there's so many people in and around the Cubs family. And part of the radiothon is the biggest part is raising money for research, but the second part is to let people know that they're not alone in this, and that there's a huge community around supporting everyone who's been touched by cancer.
And Danny, the radiothon has concluded, but people can still make donations. What would be the easiest and fastest way to make that donation?
CubsForACure.com. It's easy. I mean, if CubsForACure.com. I know there's some people in the ballpark right now listening to us, but they could just scan the QR codes that they keep showing on the video board. But
even an old third baseman can remember that.
Yeah. CubsForACure.com. That is the easiest way
Very good.
to do it.
Isak Paredes fly to the warning track and left his first time. He fouls it back, 1-2.
Can you tell quickly your story about your brother and Craig Counsell and kind of their relationship?
Yeah, they were childhood friends in Whitefish Bay, as was Michelle. Craig's wife was very good friends with my brother growing up, and we used to joke that my brother Brad tried to get Craig to give up baseball to keep playing soccer with my brother, and it was like, it's probably bad advice.
I would say so. This part's worked out.
Yeah, baseball's worked out pretty well for Craig. But yeah, I knew Craig when he got called up to the Marlins in '97. There's a picture of me right in the first row behind the visitors' dugout, holding up a Counsell fan club sign, at which he signed after. And Moises Salou and Bobby Bonilla are just cracking up in the background because there's like, how does Craig Counsell have a fan club in Chicago? Yeah, day one in the bigs. Yeah. So I've known Craig a long, long time because of my brother Brad.
And I've known Craig probably even a little bit longer because his father, John, worked in the front office in Milwaukee, and Craig would hang around the ballpark. I saw him when he was 10, 12 years old.
All right, so you got to one-up me, Pat. Yeah, you have definitely known him
Tell
longer.
him for one-up, and he's got to make a donation right now.
CubsForACure.com.
There you go.
Very good.
Absolutely. But no, it's Craig's he came on the radiothon, and I actually just had a really nice moment with Craig on the field because Craig was my first autograph when I was a kid. He was also my first interview on my high school radio show. Really? My brother hooked up both of them. And so I told Craig during the radiothon, I was like, you have to be, I know it's not professional for a media member to ask for an autograph, but again, I don't work here anymore, Yeah. So I told Craig he had to be my boys first. And so my 6-year-old Owen and my 4-year-old Eli got baseballs signed by Counts before the game today.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Talking with Danny Parkins, formerly of The Score. Here's a pitch in there for a strike to Yordan Alvarez. Tell us quickly how things are going at Fox Sports 1 in the Big Apple.
New York is an amazing place. Chicago is home, but I do the show every day. I'm on from 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern on FS1. Nick Wright is the star of the show, but Nick is my best friend since college. I was the best man at his wedding, so getting to work with a show that was just nominated for a Sports Emmy. Only 5 shows get nominated every year, and we're one of the 5. And so I really do think it's the best show in sports television, and I work with my best friend. So it is, in many ways, a dream come true. And so it's kind of surreal where my career has taken me.
Here's a high pop fly playable left side. Running over into foul territory, Alex Bregman makes the catch. That was not a routine play. Sun and wind. And a long way to go to get there. But, Danny, we commend you for a tremendous job you have done and will continue to do. CubsForACure.com. Keep up the great work.
Pat, Coom, you guys are the best. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Great to see you, Danny.
Thank you.
Astros do not score. We go to the bottom of the third. Houston 2, Cubs nothing. This is The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
A cool and crisp Modelo tastes good.
For a great deal to stay connected? Now for a limited time, new Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber customers can get Fiber 500 internet and a line of mobile for just $59.99 a month with autopay for 1 year. Get Fiber 500 internet for $19.99 a month and unlimited welcome for $40 a month plus taxes and fees with a new smartphone line. Visit a Verizon store today to learn more and switch. For new Frontier Fiber Internet and Verizon Mobile customers in select areas, mobile and home discount enrollment required. Additional terms apply. Times of congestion. Unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's BYRNA, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Question. Real estate in California. What the Seriously, can someone help? What's an escrow? What's an ARM? What is an REO? What is pre-approval? Can I get pre-approval? Why is inventory so low?
Cubs are due for a rally. They trail 2-0. Still looking for their first hit today. Moises Ballesteros first up against the right-hander Kai-Wei Tang. First pitch inside. Here's the next offering. Outside ball 2. Ballesteros, bright red batting gloves on either hand. His average at .241. 6 home runs for Moises. 20 RBIs. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And there's a strike.
Glad Ballesteros is back in the lineup. He's one of those young hitters that, he's gone through a little bit like the Cubs, offense where he struggled a little bit. He's been getting pounded up at the top of the zone with fastballs.
There's a ball outside, 3-1.
And that's a good take. That's that high pitch that he's been chasing or popping up. And for young hitters, you got to go through this in the big leagues. You hit one pitch and then they're going to try a different, something different.
That's ball 4 outside. He has shown that ability to have a good batting eye and not chase a lot of bad balls.
Yeah, very, very good and a great swing.
Before Amaya steps in, we step away. 10 for ID on The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Covering the Cubs and all of Chicago's teams. We are 104.3 The Score, WSCR, WSCR-FM and HD1 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station on the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Amaya will take a strike. The second baseman shaded way over near the bag. That's Shoemake. So there's a hole between the first baseman and the second baseman of about 90 feet. Short lead at first by Ballesteros. Amaya hits a bullet to third. Paredes has it, goes to second. 1 over to first, double play. You can't hit a ball any harder than Amaya just did, but it was right to the third baseman, Paredes, on one hop, and it became a quick and fairly routine 5-4-3 double play. 2 down, and the batter is Dansby Swanson.
Yeah, once this ball's caught by Paredes, it's a double play. It's just a game of catch. But if you're the Chicago Cubs offensively, you just got to go in the dugout and say, just keep hitting line drives, boys. If you keep squaring the ball up, good things are going to happen. That ball was an absolute bullet to third.
Swanson, nothing for 4 yesterday, has seen his average dip down to 187. And he'll take a breaking ball outside, ball 2.
His third inning is brought to you by Consumers Credit Union. People in your corner who stand up for you wherever you go.
And now the 2-0 serve by Kai-Wei Tang. It's a strike.
Pretty good little breaking ball. He's got a big one. Starts out behind the right-handed hitter or right at you and breaks over to the outer third of the plate. So a long sweeping hook from Tang.
Dansby gets jammed and pops one up into shallow center. The second baseman lost the ball. And it's a base hit for Swanson. The second baseman, Shoemake, was holding up his glove trying to block out the sun. There's also a little fog in the area. Whatever bothered him, he could not see the ball, Ron, and it landed to the left of his body. He never got a glove on it.
Yeah, he wasn't even close. He's 10 feet from the ball when it lands. And that's where, maybe the home field advantage helps. If you're the shortstop, you can come over and you got a different look at the ball compared to the second baseman looking right into the sun.
Pete Crow Armstrong, the batter, he'll take a strike. Swanson gets a gift single with 2 down. Let's see if that leads to a rally. Pete struck out in the first inning. Now the left-handed batter waiting. And he will swing and miss, and the count 0-2.
Pretty good location on that last fastball to Pete. Right in under his hands.
Walker holding the runner Swanson at first. Breeze blowing in. Hazy sunshine at Wrigley. Just a little hint of some fog, it would appear. And now the 0-2. Line drive down the right field line. Fair ball. Bouncing off the sidewall. Racing toward third. Swanson. The throw goes to second base. It's a long single for Pete Crow Armstrong. And the Cubs have men at first and third. That line drive just fair down the right field line.
Well, it's one of those things where a month ago when the Cubs were on an absolute roll with 2 different 10-game winning streaks, whenever the opposing team made a mistake, the Cubs pounced on them. This is one of those situations. You get 2 quick outs, a mistake is made in the infield, and now you need to capitalize.
Let's see if Alex Bregman can put the Cubs on the board. They trail 2-0 with men at first and third and 2 down in the bottom of the third. And the pitch running at first is Crow Armstrong, and the throw to second is in time. Pete went in head first, and he is out on a perfect throw by Salazar to the shortstop Pena, and that ends the inning. The Cubs are going to take a look at the play and see if they want to challenge it. I don't think they will. So Pete trying to steal gets nailed, and the inning comes to an end. We move to inning number 4. It's the Astros 2 and the Cubs 0 on the Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
A cool and crisp Modelo tastes good. But you know,
to stay connected? Now for a limited time, new Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber customers can get Fiber 500 internet and a line of mobile for just $59.99 a month with autopay for 1 year. Get Fiber 500 internet for $19.99 a month and unlimited welcome for $40 a month plus taxes and fees with a new smartphone line. Visit a Verizon store today to learn more and switch. For new Frontier Fiber internet and Verizon Mobile customers in select areas, mobile and home discount enrollment required. Additional terms apply. Times of congestion. Unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
Question. Real estate in California. What the Seriously, can someone help? What's an escrow? What's an ARM? What is an REO? What is pre-approval? Can I get pre-approval? Why is inventory so low? Why are interest rates so high? Oh, interest rates not so high? How low is low? How not so high is right.
Before you go down the road of questions, get expert help at championsofhome.com. California Association of Realtors. Who's your realtor?
It's gonna be great.
The out-of-town scoreboard, sponsored by Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app, save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. Cardinals leading the Reds 5-1. Middle 7 in Cincinnati. Jordan Walker with a 2-run home run. And already a couple of rainouts. Rays and Yankees in New York. Tigers and Orioles in Baltimore. Pat?
All right, Zach, so it took rain to slow down the Tampa Ball Club. My goodness, that they've been hot. Tampa beat New York 4-2 in New York last night, spoiling the return of Garrett Cole.
Pitch was the ball. Houston retains their challenge.
Tampa has won 16 of their last 19 games.
Oh, pretty amazing. Ball strike challenge sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. Yeah, they've been unbelievable, actually.
They're 19 games above 500. Didn't see that coming either, Ron.
No, not
34 and 15, leading their division.
Just looking at the standings this morning early, with having a cup of coffee, and I'm looking and just going, that's amazing. That it really is. They have just come out of the gates playing great baseball.
Christian Walker first up. It was his 2-run homer in the first that has accounted for all of the scoring in the game. Shoemake on deck, and then Smith. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 3-2 on Walker.
Coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth, proud partner of the Chicago Cubs.
Beautiful green grass cut in a checkerboard style on the infield. And now the 3-2 pitch drilled to deep left. Back goes Conforto. That ball is gone. Or the umpire's going to say it's not a home run. This is going to be challenged immediately by Houston. as I thought it went into the stands and then came back onto the field of play. The umpires are going to have a quick meeting, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be a home run. That's the way I saw it.
Yeah, I did too. I thought it hit. Yep, Bill Miller is saying, crew chief, it's a home run. And it's almost hit in the same spot as the other one. And now Craig Counsell was going to come out and say, hey, can you review this? But I think his video group inside said, no, it's a home run. It hits. So what it does is when you go over the basket, that's the brick wall that the ivy is on. There's no ivy on that part. So there are times it'll hit that brick and bounce back in the field of play. But that was a definite home run.
Yeah, you could see it land in the basket and then pop out. So Walker has been the main man of this Saturday afternoon game. 2 home runs, good for 3 RBIs, and Houston leads 3-0. Walker now with 13 home runs on the year, and he's driven in 34. Braden Shoemake, the batter, takes a strike and now swings and misses, 0-2.
Those 2 home runs couldn't have landed 10 feet apart. I mean, they're hit right in the same spot here, just to the left center field side of the well and straight left.
Here's the 0-2. It's outside to Shoemake. Crane Kenny, the Cubs president of business operations, is going to drop by next inning and discuss the 24-hour Cubs for a Cure radiothon.
Well, it's amazing how in that 24-hour period, how much money is raised.
Now the 2-2, line towards center, caught by Horner. Nico, the second baseman, ranging toward the middle of the diamond, made the catch at about chest level, and that's going to be out number 1.
First out of the inning, sponsored by Xfinity. Reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity, imagine that. And I don't think there's anybody I know in our booth, and that hasn't been touched by cancer some way, somehow.
Here's a pitch outside. My father passed away of cancer many, many years ago. My sister had cancer. She survived. Here comes the 1-0 to Smith. In there for a strike. And you think of all the brilliant scientists and doctors in laboratories trying to find a cure.
Right.
And they're trying like no group has ever tried harder before in the history of medicine. And they just cannot yet find a cure. Here's the 1-1. Swinging a smash to third. Diving backhand stop by Bregman. What a play. Throws to first. Not in time. Fabulous diving backhand stop by Bregman. He quickly got up. It always takes you about a split-second run to get your bearings and to get your feet ready. And that extra time cost him, and he had to hurry the throw. He bounced it off the glove of the first baseman, Bush. I think the runner would have been safe anyway, but a great effort by Bregman.
Yeah, great play as he goes into foul territory on the dive and pops up and makes a good, strong throw. Cam Smith, one of the better athletes in our game, period, was going to beat that play at first base, but a very nice play by Bregman.
Now the left-handed batting Zach Cole takes ball 1. 3-0 Astros, 4th inning. Bregman now in on the grass at third. Cole robbed on a very good play by the catcher Amaya, catching his pop fly back in the second inning. There's a pitch high and away, 2-0. Cubs have a brand new player in uniform. Kevin Alcantara, recalled from AAA Iowa before the game. Tossed to first. They got him picked off. Cam Smith gets picked off at first. And I don't think the Astros are going to challenge that one. Smith pretty obviously, Ron, was going to try to steal a bag. And he got nailed.
Yeah, he was going towards second, his first step. And Colin Ray has a great pickoff move, and it starts with his feet. And he throws a perfect strike right on the back of Smith. And all Push he has to do is catch the ball and tag him.
Zach Cole fouls it away, 2-1. Wind still blowing in a little bit from center. But Christian Walker with 2 home runs has proven that you can still hit homers on a day like today. You do need to probably keep them down and make them more of a line drive home run.
Yeah, I would say the ball to straightaway center would probably get affected the most. But, you know, we've seen here at Wrigley where the wind is blowing in a lot harder than this. This is just a slight breeze.
Outside ball 3. Kevin Alcantara, 23 years old, hitting .242 in the minor leagues, but 15 home runs. 15 homers tied for the most among all AAA players in baseball currently. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul back out of play.
Now Cubs looking for offense right now. And, you know, Ramirez got brought up. He was in AAA, and he was very hot. He had a great start to his season. Now Contra's been hitting the ball out of the ballpark.
Inside, and Cole draws the walk. So that pickoff play looks even more important now. 2 outs and a man at first, and the batter, Bryce Matthews. A little hard to see Lake Michigan. The lights have been turned on. It's kind of a foggy day.
Yeah, it's kind of odd because we got blue sky, it seems like, right above the stadium. But just, you know, a quarter mile, half mile out towards the lake, it's all fog.
Kind of a mix of fog and clouds, I think. Not that I could be smart enough to tell you the difference between the two.
Between fog and
clouds.
And clouds? Okay. Tommy Hotovy going to the mound. I can't help you, so I'm going to the mound. Amaya went out there to talk to Colin Ray, and Tommy Hotovy went out there. They figured they'd have a little chat and try to help us out, seeing as we're in a fog.
And usually are. Now, Zach Zaidman, on the other hand, he is very much in tune with weather and clouds and fog. Aren't you, Zach?
I have no idea how to describe what we're viewing here at Wrigley Field.
Well, we don't know what to describe what we're saying, so we're all good.
I would say fog would simply be clouds that are lower in the sky. And I'm going to stick with that theory. It's probably way off base. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Bryce Matthews, and he'll take a strike, 1-1.
Actually, you're kind of right, Pat. Fog is a low-lying cloud formed when water vapor condenses into tiny droplets near the Earth's surface.
I majored in water vapor in college. It's 1 ball and 1 strike on Matthews.
Tell us more.
I didn't say I graduated. I majored. And it became a minor real quick. Ground ball to short. Swanson goes to Horner. There's the force. That's the inning. But the Astros get a run on the home run by Walker. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. 3-0 Houston on the Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
A cool and crisp Modelo tastes good. But you know.
Looking for a great deal to stay connected? Now for a limited time, new Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber customers can get Fiber 500 internet and a line of mobile for just $59.99 a month with autopay for 1 year. Get Fiber 500 internet for $19.99 a month and unlimited welcome for $40 a month plus taxes and fees with a new smartphone line. Visit a Verizon store today to learn more and switch. For new Frontier Fiber internet and Verizon Mobile customers in select areas, mobile and home discount enrollment required. Additional terms apply. Times of congestion. Unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
Question. Real estate in California. What the Seriously, can someone help? What's an escrow? What's an ARM? What is an REO? What is pre-approval? Can I get pre-approval? Why is inventory so low? Why are interest rates so high? Oh, interest rates not so high? How low is low? How not so high is right.
Before you go down the road of questions, get expert help at championsofhome.com. California Association of Realtors. Who's your...
JamesHardy.com.
Alex Bregman's on deck for the Cubs. Who's on deck is sponsored by TimberTech, decking and railing, everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com. Pat?
Alex Bregman leads off the fourth inning for the Cubs, and he'll take a strike. Cubs need some base runners. They have hit into 2 double plays today. Here's the 0-1. It's outside for a ball. It's time for us to make our guesses in the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Not too many empty seats from where we are sitting. There's a pitch in for a strike, 1-2.
Yeah, huge crowds. This whole homestand, actually.
I'm going to guess 38-7-8-3. 38-7-8-3. 1-2 pitch, line to deep left center on the run. Cole makes the catch. It jumped off his bat, but he hit it kind of on the end of the stick, I believe, Ron, and the ball just did not carry.
Yeah, it's a breaking ball. Kind of starts out in the zone, and it just up. Might have caught the edge of the strike zone, but you're right. He caught it off the end of the bat a little bit. Kept it in the ballpark. I'll say 38,200.
Michael Busch checks in. He struck out his first time. And the pitch outside for a ball.
I'll go 37,500.
Paul Zarang, engineer par excellence. He'll make his guess. And now the 1-0 to Michael Busch from Kai-Wei Tang. In there for a strike. On this weekend where we are talking about trying to find a cure for cancer. Just saw the video of Ryan Sandberg on the board here at Wrigley. I miss him already.
Yeah.
I really do. He was a good person. Enjoyed being around him. He was humble. And what a tremendous ball player he was.
Great player. Super guy,
9 straight Gold Gloves for his work at second base. League MVP. Pitch outside, 2-2. I'm just glad I got to know him as a person and as a friend.
Same. We'd have some great hitting conversations through the years.
Now the 2-2, fouled away. Well, one thing the two of you had in common was using the entire field. He hit a lot of balls to right and right center.
He did, yeah. We talked about that too, and also talked about, how you have to be an offensive player here in Wrigley Field and understanding the differences.
Fouled away by Busch.
Cold and windy and the wind blowing in as opposed to it's warm and, either no wind or the wind blowing out, and the difference in the way you have to be as an offensive player to have success in those two climates here at Wrigley.
Now the 2-2 to Busch, fouled away. And we really haven't reached the second part of what you just said, Ron, and that's the warm weather and the humid days and the wind blowing out and the 11-7 scores.
Mm-hmm.
And those days are coming. They're not here yet.
Yep, I would agree.
Here's the 2-2. And it's taken high for ball 3-2.
Yeah, I would think we can count on one hand the days that the wind has been either neutral or blowing out here so far, and we're closing in on what's today's date, May 23rd.
Here's the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss by Busch. Strike 3. Sharp breaking ball by Kai-Wei Tang.
Yeah, it's that hook down and in for the punch out. He's got a good one, there's no doubt. I got to see some film on him this morning. Fastball pretty straight. It's firm but straight, whether it's two-seamer or four-seamer. But that breaking ball really does go across the zone. It is a good pitch.
3 strikeouts. Here's a bouncing ball off the bat of Horner to the second baseman Shoemake, and he throws to first in time. 1-2-3 inning. Cubs offense really struggling as we go to the 5th inning. It's the Astros 3 and the Cubs nothing. This is The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
The Cubs play here on 104.3 The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Carpal tunnel.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
A cool and crisp Modelo tastes good. But you know what tastes even better? That just washed and detailed your ride, Modelo. That finally landed the trick, Modelo. That got the squad together for El Tráfico, Modelo.
Question. Real estate in California. What the Seriously, can someone help? What's an escrow? What's an ARM? What is an REO? What is pre-approval? Can I get pre-approval? Why is inventory so low? Why are interest rates so high? Oh, interest rates not so high? How low is low? How not so high is right.
Before you go down the road of questions, get expert help at championsofhome.com. California Association of Realtors. Who's your realtor?
Looking for a great deal to stay connected? Now for a limited time, new Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber customers can get Fiber 500 internet and a line of mobile for just $59.99 a month with autopay for 1 year. Get Fiber 500 internet for $19.99 a month and unlimited welcome for $40 a month plus taxes and fees with a new smartphone line. Visit a Verizon store today to learn more and switch. For new Frontier Fiber Internet and Verizon Mobile customers in select areas, mobile and home discount enrollment required. Additional terms apply. Times of congestion. Unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic.
Morgan & Morgan, 332 South Michigan Avenue, Chicago.
On Tuesday, June 2nd, the Cubs take on the A's at 7:05 in the evening. Fans who purchase tickets at Cubs.com/specials will receive a special edition University of Illinois and Cubs New Era cap. Don't miss this offer. Pat?
Michael Conforto first up takes a strike. Kai Wei Teng has been dominant. 4 shutout innings. Cubs have 2 hits, both singles. Conforto trying to crank up a Cubs rally here in the 5th inning. Takes a strike. 0-2. Sometimes, Ron, every single guy is trying to personally help the team break out of a slump.
Yeah, it gets difficult down in that dugout, I can tell you that.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Conforto is out number 1, chasing a low outside changeup, and the batter is Suzuki.
Yeah. And as bad as it can get, you have even 1 inning where 3 or 4 guys come through and get some hits, and next thing you know, you put up a 3 spot in an inning and keep the line moving a little bit. It can flip over and change. You know, kind of letting the air out of a balloon. You know what I mean? And yeah.
Thanks to Crane Kenny for dropping by. Again, the website is cubsforacure.com. Seiya hits a pop-up foul off to the right and out of play. The lights have been turned on, having only a minimal effect right now. In fact, Ron, let me ask you, on a sunny day like this, why would the lights be on?
You know, I'm not real sure, to be honest with you. Other than that, you know you can, as that ball's fouled off by Suzuki off to the right. You wonder if this fog rolls in, you know, periodically, if that just helps, you know, with the lighting on the field. But I really don't have a good answer for you with the lights being on here at this point in time.
Suzuki wrapped into a double play his first time. The pitch to Seiya is down low.
Coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud partner of the Chicago Cubs.
Kai Wei Teng. T-E-N-G. Here's the pitch. Drilled in the air, deep left field. If it's fair, it's going to be a home run, but it curls foul. Seiya hit it plenty of distance, but foul by about 20 feet. And it's just a long, loud strike.
But a good swing by Seiya and great contact, and he pounds this ball. And that's what you're hoping for. You're hoping for more guys to square the ball up, and those are all positives, even if that ball goes foul.
The next offering is outside. It's 2-2. 3-0 Houston. 2 home runs by Christian Walker, once with a man on, the other a solo. And that's the extent of the scoring in the game. Here comes the 2-2. Fouled away by Seiya. He's taking some good, healthy cuts.
Yeah, Seiya's had some good looks, some good swings.
Most of the action later on in the big leagues. This is the only game, to my knowledge, going on concurrently. Actually, the Pirates are in Toronto. No score. Second inning. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Seiya is out on strikes.
Tang looked like took a little bit off that sweeping hook that he throws, and Seiya out in front of him. It's a big breaking pitch. It starts out inside to the right-hander, almost at him, and it'll end up on the outside corner. It really sweeps across the zone.
Moises Ballesteros takes outside for a ball.
Now, normally I would say for Moises, he's had some struggles here as of late and hadn't played quite as much as he did at the beginning, but this should be a good matchup for him.
Here comes the 1-0. Inside ball 2. Why do you say that, Ron?
Well, the fastball is straight. It's firm but straight. And he likes to pitch to the top of the zone with it, but not too much elevated. And that breaking ball sweeping coming back into Ballesteros is right in his wheelhouse.
2-0. Inside ball 3. Not swinging here.
And he walked his first at bat. I think Tang kind of feels the same way. He's not really giving him much to hit.
Cubs are down by 3 runs, so he's going to be taking this one, you would surmise. Here's the 3-0, taken for a strike. Now he's ready to cut.
Wind barely blowing now here at Wrigley, so the ball should carry fairly well. What little wind there is coming in from center field.
And the 3-1 from the right-hander. And that's taken for ball 4. That's the third walk issued by Kai-Wei Tang. He hasn't paid any penalty for the previous 2. Let's see if this one comes back to sting as Miguel Amaya steps in.
Amaya, he hit into one of those 2 double plays you were talking about. He absolutely scalded one at Paredes at third, a 1-hop bullet. And Paredes made the catch, was right at him, but probably the hardest hit ball of the, for sure, for the Cubs. Hardest hit ball of the day. First out in that top half of the inning. That was sponsored by Xfinity, reliable Wi-Fi. One price for 5 years. Xfinity, imagine that.
Amaya takes ball 1 low and away.
We need Paul Zarang's guess in the Biddy's Beverage Depot attendance game, and the maestro has just handed me a card that says,
what do you got, Ziggy?
37,922.
Now the 1-0 pitch on the way to Amaya. And it's swung on and missed. Paul, where did you get the nickname of Ziggy?
Apparently it's a secret.
Paul is very close to all of the controls that control the microphones.
Yep.
So he can speak at any time. Here comes the 1-1. Down low for a ball. Wasn't there a musician by the name of Ziggy Pop?
Yeah.
Didn't David Bowie have like a Ziggy nickname or stage name of some kind? That wouldn't have been where you got it, right, Paul?
Paul traveled around with some reggae bands. I know that. Marley's. Maybe they gave him the nickname Ziggy Man.
Swing and a miss, 2-2. Ziggy Man.
Yeah.
Apparently it's very private to Paul. He's not
so.
willing to divulge the exact nature of it. That's okay. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 called, and the inning is over. Zach Zaidman will join Ron Coomer in a moment. We've played 5. Cubs are struggling. It's the Astros 3 and the Cubs nothing on The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Talking Cubs Monday through Friday with Rahimi, Harris, and Grody, 10 a.m. to 2 on 104.3 The Score.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
A cool and crisp Modelo tastes good.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's B-Y-R-N-A, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Question. Real estate in California. What the Seriously, can someone help? What's an escrow? What's an ARM? What is an REO? What is pre-approval? Can I get pre-approval? Why is inventory so low? Why are interest rates so high? Oh, interest rates not so high? How low is low? How not so high is right.
Before you go down the road of questions, get
full details.
A reminder that all opponent pitching changes are sponsored by Sloan, the official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Learn more at sloan.com. Getting set for the top half of the sixth inning here at Wrigley Field, the middle game of a three-game set between the Cubs and Astros. It's Houston with a 3-0 lead. Houston with 3 hits today off of Colin Ray, 2 of them home runs by the same guy, Christian Walker. A 2-run home run in the first, and then a solo job in the fourth. Cubs have just 2 hits in the ball game, both of them singles in the third inning, one by Dansby Swanson, the other by Pete Crow Armstrong. Yordan Alvarez will lead things off for the Astros here in their half of the sixth inning. He's walked and scored a run and popped out into foul territory. Alvarez, a powerful left-handed batter, who's hitting at .302 on the year with 15 home runs and 31 RBIs. Colin Ray working on the first base side of the rubber. Peers in, acknowledges the sign from his catcher Amaya, puts the ball in the glove, sets at the belt, works his motion and deals. And Alvarez looks at a strike, a sinking fastball, clocked at 92 miles per hour. With the defensive alignment the Cubs are currently using, they are not defending the third base position. Here's the 0-1. Bouncing ball foul off to the right, 0-2. Bregman is playing kind of exactly where a shortstop normally would. And the shortstop Swanson up the middle, just to the left of the second base bag. And now time called. Manager Joe Espada of the Astros and the Houston trainer walking out. And they're talking to the home plate umpire as well as taking a look at Alvarez. And Coom, he's going to be removed from the ballgame.
Yeah, he's coming out of the game. I don't know. He took a swing and didn't seem right. Now, you don't know if he had mentioned something earlier in the game. But he is coming out. He just fouled the ball off. And I'm looking at him, and I don't see anything in the... I know he fouled the ball off his front foot. Oh, I see what he did. That's got to be a back or ribs. Here's what he did. He was giving it the, where the front side, so it would be his right side in his back rib cage. He was kind of trying to stretch. And that's that oblique issue.
So Zach DeZenzo will step to the plate as the pinch hitter. He's a right-handed batter, and he's at the plate with an 0-2 count, replacing Alvarez. Ray delivers, and a swing and a miss, strike 3, 1 away.
Now the strikeout will go to Alvarez. If something good would have happened, it would go to the pinch hitter. So Alvarez gets the strikeout.
Did you like that?
I never had that happen to me, so I wasn't giving up my at-bat. But I never got hurt in the middle of an at-bat either.
I was going to ask, you could have stepped in for someone who got banged up. And
yeah, you just swing as hard as you can. The only thing could happen for you is positive.
Christian Walker swings, broken bat looper into left. It'll drop in front of Conforto for a base hit. Walker's third hit of the ball game. That one does the least damage. He homered his first 2 times up.
Well, if there's any good news about that, it's they broke that bat that he hit 2 home runs with. That's a positive.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep. See what's on tap here in the 6th inning, sponsored by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. Cubs need to put some balls in flight.
Braden Shoemake looks at a fastball off the outside, 1-0. And it's perfect hitting conditions, right? The wind barely a factor.
Yeah, no, it's a beautiful day here at Wrigley. Bright sunshine, hardly any breeze.
Man at first, 1 away. Here's the 1-0. Shoemake swings and misses at a fastball, 1-1.
I would say a crisp spring day, but, it's certainly not cold.
And the temperature was 60 degrees at first pitch. Bregman playing wide of third in on the edge of the infield grass. The pitch. Shoemake swings and misses. Took a hefty cut at a fastball, 1-2. And then with 2 strikes, Bregman now drops back. Cubs not defending the third base position again, with Shoemake hitting from the left side. Ray sets above the belt. And here comes the 1-2. High and outside to Shoemake. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
First out in the inning, that's sponsored by Xfinity. Reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity. Imagine that.
The fog has dissipated, so that's a plus. Here comes the 2-2. And a high fly ball hit to deep left center field. Crow Armstrong at the wall, leaps and makes the catch against the ivy. Excellent play by Pete Crow Armstrong. Retreating back to first, Christian Walker. Pete Crow Armstrong with a wonderful play in left center field.
Pete has a beat on this ball and leaps up and catches this ball right at the very top of the ivy, just underneath the basket. So this ball misses the basket by less than a foot. And that ivy is not all that fun to jump into with the bricks behind it, but Pete does a very good job of getting to that ball and making a big play.
Just to the left of the 368 marker in left center field. Now the batter, Cam Smith, and the pitch. This is off the outside. That was a slow-moving breaking ball by Colin Ray. 1-0 the count. 2 down here in the top of the 6th. Astros with a 3-0 lead. A man at first in Walker. Smith waits for the 1-0. Ray delivers. That one misses off the outside again. Same pitch, a sweeper from Ray. 2-0. Big hole on the right side of the infield with Horner playing up the middle just to the right of the bag. Bush holding on Walker at first. A long set by Ray and the pitch. And a pop fly on the edge of the outfield grass, angling toward the line in right. Nico Horner makes the catch for out number 3. And Walker stranded on the bases. Middle 6. It's the Astros 3 and the Cubs nothing. On the score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
A cool and crisp Modelo tastes good. But you know what tastes even better? That just washed and detailed your ride, Modelo. That finally landed the trick, Modelo. That got the squad together for El Tráfico, Modelo. That made it home after braving the fall.
Everybody, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And if you're new,
it's just better.
Join the channel.
That Modelo is the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Question. Real estate in California. What the Seriously, can someone help? What's an escrow? What's an ARM? What is an REO? What is pre-approval? Can I get pre-approval? Why is inventory so low? Why are interest rates so high? Oh, interest rates not so high? How low is low? How not so high is right.
Before you go down the road of questions, get expert help at championsofhome.com. California Association of Realtors. Who's your realtor?
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's Byrna, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check.
Dansby Swanson's on deck for the Cubs. Who's on deck? He's sponsored by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com. Swanson digs in against Kai-Wei Tang. The Astros right-hander deals. Swanson swings, and it's a pop fly. Shallow right center field. The right fielder is there. Smith makes the catch, fighting the sun. And Swanson is retired on one pitch to begin the bottom of the sixth inning. Astros with a 3-0 lead.
That looked like one of those balls. Smith didn't really have a beat on it. I was wondering if it's coming down and he was under it. But he was right under it, actually. Made it play easily.
So here's Pete Crow Armstrong, who has one of the 2 hits on the day for the Cubs. He's in the leadoff spot today. Left-handed batter. Tang delivers and misses low and inside. 1-0. Third baseman Paredes playing in on the infield grass with PCA at the plate. Tang kicks and fires, and PCA hits a high fly ball. Left center field on the track. Making the catch is Matthews, who had a beat on it all the way. 2 down.
Pretty good swing by Pete. Puts a charge into this one, and, it's just hit right in the gap, and it's caught one step in front of the ivy in left center field. That's a good at-bat for Pete. I know there's not a lot of positive outcome, but that is a good at-bat.
Alex Bregman digs in, 2 down, bottom 6. Houston up 3-0. Here's the pitch. Bregman bounces it foul off to the left, 0-1. You mentioned a couple of good at-bats by Pete today. Yesterday, some good at-bats as well for Crow Armstrong.
Yeah, and it counts, running him up there in the top of the lineup. Maybe it'll shake things up a little bit. And, sometimes you put a little more on a guy that's a talented young guy, and, they respond to that. So they're going to take another look at this ball strike to Bregman. I think it's a strike.
Pitch was a strike. Houston retains their challenge.
Initially, it was called a ball high and outside, but the Astros get it overturned.
Ball strike challenge, sponsored by Northwestern Medicine.
So 0-2 now on Bregman. Tang delivers. That one misses off the outside, a fastball. 1-2. And Craig Counsell saying before the game, tweak the lineup just to have guys have a different approach, different look. The pitch. Bounced foul right near the Cubs on deck circle where Michael Busch has taken his practice swings. 1-2. Ian Happ getting the day off. About every Cub offensive player struggling entering play today. The 1-2. Inside, almost hit Bregman. He leans out of the way. 2-2 the count. Bregman hitting at .248. He's 0 for 2 today. Now the 2-2. A bouncing ball hit to short, fielded between the legs by Pena. The throw across is in time to get Bregman. Cubs go down in order in the 6th. We head to the 7th with the Astros up 3-0 on the score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Chicago.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's B-Y-R-N-A, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Question. Real estate in California. What the Seriously, can someone help? What's an escrow? What's an ARM? What is an REO? What is pre-approval? Can I get pre-approval? Why is inventory so low? Why are interest rates so high? Oh, interest rates not so high? How low is low? How not so high is right?
Before you go down the road of questions, get expert help at championsofhome.com. California Association of Realtors. Who's your realtor?
Looking for a great deal to stay connected? Now for a limited time, new Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber customers can get Fiber 500 internet and a line of mobile for just $59.99 a month with autopay for 1 year. Get Fiber 500 internet for $19.99 a month and unlimited welcome for $40 a month plus taxes and fees with a new smartphone line. Visit a Verizon store today to learn more and switch. For new Frontier Fiber internet and Verizon Mobile customers in select areas, mobile and home discount enrollment required. Additional terms apply. Times of congestion. Unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic.
Federally insured by NCUA.
Colin Ray still on the mound as this seventh inning gets underway. Zach Cole, left-handed batting left fielder, leads it off and swings and misses at the first pitch. Christian Walker's home runs have been the difference in the game. A 2-run home run in the first, a solo in the fourth. They were carbon copies of one another. Line drives to straightaway left, right near the indentation of the wall, and both of them just did leave the yard. Both were hit hard, though, line drives. And that's it, 3-0, Houston leading. Ray to make his 87th pitch of the day. And it's a swing and a foul back out of play. It's got to be frustrating, Ron, for a guy like Ray to be pitching a good game, but to have his offensive mates not supporting him.
Yeah, well, you know, it's one of those things. You just got to keep grinding. Let's see, giving up 4 hits. 2 of them were just line drives to left. They ended up in the first row of the bleachers, and that's all the scoring we got in this ballgame.
Colin has walked 2 in the game. Fastball is taken high for a ball. I have him for 4 strikeouts in the game. And now the 2-2 pitch to Cole. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Breaking ball got him. Cole is out on strikes. 3-0 Astros, 7th inning. I just saw Anthony Rizzo pop into our booth to say hello. He's going to sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." He looked nice and relaxed.
Very nice, yeah. Retirement will do that for you. You don't think about missing those sliders any longer. You know what I mean? You just remember the good things.
Anthony had a lot of good things in his career.
He certainly did.
Catching the final out of the World Series on the throw from Chris Bryant at third base in Cleveland. What a moment. Fly ball right center, pretty well hit. Angling over Suzuki and Crow Armstrong. Seiya makes the catch. He lost that ball in the sun temporarily. He was trying to block out the sun with his glove. He fell down to his knees and made the catch on a play that was anything but routine.
Yeah, you talk about just sticking with the play, and it is so easy to bail out of that play and just pull your head away and kind of protect yourself. And for Seiya to stay in there that long, that's a heck of a play.
2 down, 7th inning. 7th inning stretch coming up soon. Take a look at some baseball history on this date in baseball history, brought to you by the villageofbedfordpark.com. It's time to make history for your business in Bedford Park. The 1-1, big bouncer to a first base side and foul. Play kind of unfolding in slow motion. The batter never left the box, so I knew it probably was going to go foul. Salazar stayed right near home plate. Bush wanted to let the ball bounce over at first, thinking it might take an awkward bounce back into fair territory.
I wonder if Salazar was acting like the ball hit him and the home plate umpire did not signal foul ball.
Little decoy move there.
I don't know. And then Michael Bush thought the ball was in play and it just went foul. Yeah, kind of an odd play.
The umpire usually is aware if the ball hits the batter in the foot or not. You can hear it. Outside, it's 2-2. Three nothing Astros, top of the seventh inning. And the pitch, low and inside, 3-2. Let's see what has happened on this date in baseball history, May the 23rd. Now here's one. 1965, Mets outfielder Ron Swoboda took up his position in right field wearing a batting helmet. And I'll explain in a moment. It's rather comical. Swing and a miss, strike three. Inning over, time for the seventh inning stretch. 3-0, the Astros lead. This is The Score on the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Today's
Anthony Rizzo is going to sing. Former Cubs World Series champion and cancer survivor, Anthony Rizzo.
2016 World Series champion and cancer survivor, Anthony Rizzo.
What's up, Chicago? Got my friends with me here to sing the stretch. Let's hear ya. A 1, a 2, a 3.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. I need some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever come back. Root, root, root for the Cubs. They don't win. It's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Let's get some runs.
Spiegel and Holmes, great Cubs guests, and more on your way home. 2 to 6 on 104.3 The Score.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
Question: real estate in California. What the Seriously, can someone help? What's an escrow? What's an ARM? What is an REO? What is pre-approval? Can I get pre-approval? Why is inventory so low? Why are interest rates so high? Oh, interest rates not so high? How low is low? How not so high is right.
Before you go down the road of questions, get expert help at championsofhome.com. California Association of Realtors. Who's your realtor?
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's BYRNA, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
If there's a water leak and your home is flooded, will your insurance cover it? Don't count on it. Repipe your home before the flood. Call Creative Repipe. All they do is repipe homes. They're one of the most referred and best reviewed repipe companies. Creative Repipe. Local, licensed, and insured. Get 20% off your repipe job and a lifetime warranty. Call 888-373-0046. That's 888-373.
Near second base. And that's out number one.
A little inside gas right on the hands of Michael. Little jam shot out, a little soft jam shot out to second base.
One away. Here is Nico Horner. And he'll take outside. It's nice to hear the ovation, the reaction when the fans heard the name Anthony Rizzo and realized he was going to sing. Here comes the pitch. Strike to Nico. Something tells me he will receive that warm greeting forever.
Forever. You know, there's a whole bunch of us, and me included, that came to Chicago. That pitch misses wide. You know, I was a Cub fan as a kid, but I came back here as a free agent, and we all had hopes of being that team that broke the curse.
Sure.
You win a World Series.
Sure.
I came back to a very good team. They were in last place the year before, but Cubs went out, signed a bunch of free agent players. We had a very good team. We were in first place for about 3.5 months.
Nico bounces one to third. Routine for Paredes. Running throw to first in time. 2 down.
But you always, you know, forever, we've all wanted to be that team that came in and, you know, flipped the script and you win a World Series here for the Cubs. And that was the team that did it, you know, and they had a great group. A lot of homegrown guys. They had some free agent guys. You had some veterans that knew how to win. And it was the perfect mix of guys playing, and they did it. And that will forever be etched into Cub fans' brains forever.
Kevin Alcantara is going to pinch hit for Michael Conforto in this spot. Here comes the 1-0 to Kevin, and he'll take a strike. He was just called up from the minor leagues earlier today. Getting back to that 2001 team, though, you and your teammates put on a great show, and you were a contender almost all year. Here's a swing and a miss, and the count 1-2.
Yeah, I think we were in first place for, you know, I don't know, probably 3 good months at least.
And you were right in the picture until the final, I would say, the final week.
Yeah, it was the Houston Astros who took over first place. We had some injuries. There were a few of us that got hurt the last week and a half of the season. I was one of them. Hurt my knee and had to have knee surgery for the second time that season. But it was, you know, unfortunate. We had a very good team, but
Alcantara waits for the 1-2 pitch, takes low and inside for a ball. 2-2.
I don't think you could enjoy something any more than we enjoyed 2016, could you?
It was unbelievable. Here comes the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and the inning is over. The Cubs offense remains quiet. We go to the 8th inning. Astros 3, Cubs nothing on the score, and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs talk to start your day. Mully and Haw, mornings 5:30 to 10 on 104.3 The Score.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's Byrna, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Question: real estate in California. What the Seriously, can someone help? What's an escrow? What's an ARM? What is an REO? What is pre-approval? Can I get pre-approval? Why is inventory so low? Why are interest rates so high? Oh, interest rates not so high? How low is low? How not so high is right.
Before you go down the road of questions, get expert help at championsofhome.com. California Association of Realtors. Who's your realtor?
Looking for a great deal to stay connected? Now for a limited time, new Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber customers can get Fiber 500 internet and a line of mobile for just $59.99 a month with autopay for 1 year. Get Fiber 500 internet for $19.99 a month and unlimited welcome for $40 a month, plus taxes and fees with a new smartphone line. Visit a Verizon store today to learn more and switch. For new Frontier Fiber internet and Verizon Mobile.
Cuts down 3-0 here in the top of the 8th inning. This 8th inning is sponsored by Cars for Kids, 877 Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K. Patrick, to donate your car today.
We were just talking about Anthony Rizzo and the 2016 World Series and the fact that he'll always be welcomed very warmly back to Wrigley Field and into Chicago in general because he was part of that special year. Here's a bouncer to third off the bat of Pena, fielded by Bregman. The toss across in time, and that's out number one. Jeremy Pena is nothing for 4. The scoring in the game, it's simple. 2 home runs by Christian Walker. A 2-run blast in the first, a solo in the fourth, and that is it. Cubs limited to just 2 hits through the first 7 innings. Isaac Paredes takes a strike 0-1, but this one is not over yet. Did you have any things you would tell yourself, Ron, as if, knowing that things are not looking good, but this game's not over? So one little play can be the difference in a ball game. It can get everything turned around.
Yeah, I just think when you're playing in times like this, the biggest key is a couple things. One, don't try to be Superman.
Driven toward deep left center on the run. Pete Crow Armstrong makes a diving try and just missed it. It's going to be a double for Paredes. Great effort by PCA. That's 100% effort right there. He dove on the track, running at full speed, landed on that hard pan dirt. Maybe got the fingertips of the glove on the ball, but it was a great effort.
Yeah, this is all you got to get to this ball. Great effort by Pete is right. I think you don't, to answer your question, you can't be Superman. But the thing is, you have to do your job really well. You can't be that person that's making mistakes. And if everybody does that, then eventually you break out of this and things start working.
Trent Thornton, the new Cub pitcher in the game.
7th inning stretch was sponsored by Volvo XC90, room for everyone. Ready for wherever the road takes you.
There's a drive into the gap in left center on the run. Alcantara makes the catch. A couple of hard hit balls off Thornton. One went for a double. Alvarez, the new Alcantara, the new left fielder, Kevin Alcantara, stayed on that line drive. That was not an easy chance.
Yeah, line drive bullet, low line drive. Cubs pitching changes sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs.
Thornton, the right-hander, working on Christian Walker. Walker has hit 2 home runs. He's driven in all 3 runs in the game. And just for good measure, he singled in the 6th. And now the 1-0. It's outside for a ball.
What do you think about the catch of the game sponsored by Catch Des Moines? That play was a real trip, and so is Des Moines. It's a trip. Make it yours at catchdesmoines.com. How about the ball Pete caught in the ivy going up right under the basket and making that catch?
That's the one, Ron. Yep, that's the one that immediately came to mind. Walker takes down low ball 3.
Along with that, we got a tough play of the game. Is there a tougher play than Nico made, flipping the ball through his legs to first to get the out?
Unbelievable.
We'll see that one in the highlight reels for a long, long time.
And from our angle, I thought he did a behind the back pass like you see in basketball.
Yeah, the old Magic
but
Johnson.
But it was even more creative. It was between the legs. It's something you can't practice. It's got to be completely improvisational, which makes it even more impressive. Shoemake, the batter, has a count of 0-1.
Quality Starts today are sponsored by Benjamin Moore. Start your next project with quality paints from Benjamin Moore, official paint of the Chicago Cubs.
Walker getting the intentional walk. Cubs figured he's done enough damage. Let somebody else try.
Absolutely. Colin Ray with a quality start today. Great job by Colin going 6. One guy did the damage. 2 home runs by Walker, 2 line drives to left. Other than that, Colin Ray threw a very, very good ball game.
Yeah, the 0-2 chopped foul by Shoemake. Let's see how we did in the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game. It looks like I was a little bit closer. The actual figure, how about 40,000 in the house today?
Oh, wow.
40,017. One of the biggest crowds all year. There's the 0-2 line toward right coming in. Suzuki makes the catch. And that ends the inning. Let's see if the Cubs offense can come alive as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Astros 3, Cubs nothing on the score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's B-Y-R-N-A, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Question: real estate in California. What the Seriously, can someone help? What's an escrow? What's an ARM? What is an REO? What is pre-approval? Can I get pre-approval? Why is inventory so low? Why are interest rates so high? Oh, interest rates not so high? How low is low? How not so high is right.
Before you go down the road of questions, get expert help at championsofhome.com. California Association of Realtors. Who's your realtor?
If there's a water leak and your home is flooded, will your insurance cover it? Don't count on it. Repipe your home before the flood. Call Creative Repipe. All they do is repipe homes. They're one of the most referred and best reviewed repipe companies. Creative Repipe. Local, licensed, and insured. Get 20% off your repipe job and a lifetime warranty. Call 888-373-0046. That's 888-373-0046 or go to creativerepipe.com. That's Creative Repipe.
8888.
Check out that scoreboard sponsored by Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app. Save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill up. One final on the board. The Cardinals an 8-1 drubbing of the Reds. Jordan Walker had a 2-run shot in that game for St. Louis, his 14th home run. Rays and Yankees rained out in New York. Tigers and Orioles rained out in Baltimore. And among the games in progress, the Blue Jays lead the Pirates 1-0 in the top of the 5th. George Springer, a leadoff home run. White Sox and Giants scoreless. Last of the first, also bottom one, no score between the Mariners and Royals in Kansas City. Pat?
Zach, we've got some defensive changes in the game. Jake Myers is the new center fielder. Aniel De Los Santos, the new right-handed pitcher. His first delivery to Suzuki is taken for ball 1. So Myers in center. Matthews, who was in center, comes in to play second base. Now the big right-hander comes back and fires a strike, 1-1.
So we're getting word that Alvarez left the game in the middle of his at-bat with back spasms.
Suzuki, 0 for 2, has wrapped into a double play and struck out. He takes down low. 2-1. This big crowd ready to make some noise.
Yeah, this is one of the top 3 or 4 crowds all season long. They love to see the Cubs come back and do some good.
Fly ball, right center, playable. Smith, the right fielder, makes the catch. And that's out number 1.
Stolen bases by the Cubs. They're sponsored by Aturo Tire, Chicago's hometown tire. Get called safe with Aturo Tires. Find yours at Aturo.com.
One away here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Cubs down by 3. The left-handed batting Moises Ballesteros steps in. And he'll hit one right off the end of the stick, foul toward third.
Ballesteros, the only Cub that's been on base twice. And he walked twice.
Stay tuned for the toast of the game ball player. Ron Coomer will be naming that in the 9th inning. And that's brought to you by Benny's Beverage Depot. A 1-1 to Ballesteros is a strike. Stay tuned for the Old National Bank Cubs radio postgame show with Zach Zaidman, the official bank of the Cubs radio network. Now the 0-2. Swing and a miss. And Ballesteros is out on strikes. The entire Cubs team slumping right now. It happens. It's always been a mystery. Now, Ramirez is going to be a pinch batter.
This is his first major league at bat, so he's making his major league debut as he calls timeout. Probably, I would assume, some butterflies down there right about now.
Pedro Ramirez, he's a switch hitter batting left-handed, and he will hit a ground ball to the right side. Matthews will throw him out, and the Cubs tiptoe through the 8th inning. We go to the 9th. Houston 3, Cubs nothing. This is The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs radio network.
Hey Chicago, this is Ian Happ. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs radio network.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's Byrna, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Question: real estate in California. What the Seriously, can someone help? What's an escrow? What's an ARM? What is an REO? What is pre-approval? Can I get pre-approval? Why is inventory so low? Why are interest rates so high? Oh, interest rates not so high? How low is low? How not so high is right?
Before you go down the road of questions, get expert help at championsofhome.com. California Association of Realtors. Who's your realtor?
Looking for a great deal to stay connected? Now for a limited time, new Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber customers can get Fiber 500 internet and a line of mobile for just $59.99 a month with autopay for 1 year. Get Fiber 500 internet for $19.99 a month and unlimited welcome for $40 a month plus taxes and fees with a new smartphone line. Visit a Verizon store today to learn more and switch. For new Frontier Fiber internet and Verizon Mobile customers in select areas, mobile and home discount enrollment required. Additional terms apply. Times of congestion. Unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
Hi, I'm Glenn Moss. If you drive a Toyota, I want you to service it with people who know it best. At Moss Brothers Toyota of Moreno Valley.
Getting set for the top of the 9th here at Wrigley Field. It's the Astros with a 3-0 lead over the Cubs. The 9th inning is sponsored by Circa Resort and Casino. Get ready for the time of your life. CircaLasVegas.com. Pat?
Carson Kelly now catching. Ninth inning, Astros coming up, leading 3-0. Cam Smith first up. Ryan Rollison, the new left-handed pitcher on the mound with a red glove. The lefty fires, the pitch fouled away by Smith, 0-1. Cubs pitching changes, always sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Glancing to the bottom of the 9th inning, Cubs are going to have Swanson, Pete Crow Armstrong, and Bregman due up. 9-1-2. Breaking ball missed, 1-1. Cubs leadoff man each and every day. Brought to you by Benny's Beverage Depot. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Curveball drops low and inside, 2-1. It was 64 degrees at game time. It feels like it may have cooled off a little bit, but it's right around that same neighborhood, low 60s. 2-1 pitch, big chop right side, fielded by Bush. The pitcher covers and the throw in time. Pretty good execution by Bush and Rollison. 2 down.
Boy, this is going to be a tough play. I did not think that Rollison was going to be able to beat Smith to the bag, but he does to get the first out of the inning. That's a heck of a play.
2 down, nobody on. The batter, Zach Cole. And he will take down low for a ball. One ball and no strikes on Cole. Lefty to lefty, the pitch by Rollison. In there for a call strike. Zach?
Now you mentioned the game time temperature. It's 64 degrees. Game time temperature sponsored by Four Seasons, your trusted local experts for heating, air conditioning, plumbing, sewer, and electric. Four Seasons.
And Zach, you are a trusted broadcast partner.
Why's that?
Because I lost the copy to read. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Zach Cole.
I thought you were doing a heck of a job going through those papers.
I went through every sheet of paper in my repertoire, and finally I got exhausted and just had to ask Zach for some help. And he came through, as always.
What do we say? They're live broadcasts, yeah.
Here comes the 1-2 pitch on the way, and it's outside for a ball. You know, you can sometimes say, brought to you by one of our great sponsors. Yeah. And here's the next pitch. Yeah. But it's just not. No. It's not as professional or as polite. Yeah. Here comes the 2-2 now to Cole. Breaking ball, a knee buckler called strike 3, and that's out number 2. Pretty good pitch.
Got a little slider right in the outside corner. Threw a couple of them. One he thought was a strike and did not get called, just maybe off the edge of the zone, just off the outside corner. And this one catches the zone for strike 3.
Let's get back to this date in baseball history. Ron Swoboda took up his position in right field, wearing a batting helmet on his foot. Are you ready for this? After he kicked the protective headgear, it got stuck on his spikes. And manager Casey Stengel ordered the young player to go out to the field with the helmet stuck to his foot.
How do you think the pitcher in that inning felt?
I'm going to make him hit it to left field.
Yeah.
Because the right fielder's not going to have a whole lot of mobility. Here comes the 1-1. Now, I've never seen a picture, oddly enough.
Yeah, right.
I mean, in New York, anything that happens, there's photographic evidence. I've never seen that photo. It might be just part of the Casey Stengel lore.
I think that's probably right.
Now, Zach, you're from New York. Have you ever heard of that story or seen that picture of Swoboda with the batting helmet on his foot out in right field?
I have not, but I'm looking for a picture as we speak.
Okay. Here's the 3-1. Knocked off the glove of Rollison. It's going to be an infield single. He knocked it down. The ball fell right at his feet. He was looking frantically around for it, and it was right down near his toes. He's okay. I think he got mainly glove on that hot smash.
Yeah, he waved off the trainers and like I was okay, but they're going to go out and check him anyway. Probably a good idea. Ball hit him in the foot and the heel of the spike. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers. They're brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers.
I believe that was trainer Neil Ramp.
Yeah. The Counsell were out there to check on their left-hander.
It is an infield single. Cubs trail 3-0, top of the 9th inning, 2 down. Cesar Salazar at the plate. Lefty against lefty, Rollison to Salazar. It's up and in for a ball. Let's see what else we've got in baseball history here. Sean Green, this was his day, 2002. Pickoff throw to first, and the throw goes to second, and he's out. It's a pickoff score at 1-3-6. And that ends the inning. But Sean Green tied a baseball record by hitting 4 homers in a game at Milwaukee's Miller Park. He also had a single and a double. You talk about a big day, 6 for 6 with 4 home runs. Cubs need some offense as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. It's Houston 3 and the Cubs nothing. On the Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
Question: real estate in California. What the Seriously, can someone help? What's an escrow? What's an ARM? What is an REO? What is pre-approval? Can I get pre-approval? Why is inventory so low? Why are interest rates so high? Oh, interest rates not so high? How low is low? How not so high is right.
Before you go down the road of questions, get expert help at championsofhome.com. California Association of Realtors. Who's your realtor?
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's BYRNA, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Looking for a great deal to stay connected? Now for a limited time, new Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber customers can get Fiber 500 internet and a line of mobile for just $59.99 a month with autopay for 1 year. Get Fiber 500 internet for $19.99 a month and unlimited welcome for $40 a month plus taxes and fees with a new smartphone line. Visit a Verizon store today to learn more and switch. For new Frontier Fiber internet and Verizon Mobile customers in select areas, mobile and home discount enrollment required. Additional terms apply. Times of congestion. Unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data remains
great. Copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. Any accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs. Pat?
Let's see if the Cubs can make some noise in this ninth inning. I know the fans are ready to do that. Curveball is outside. Called a strike, challenged by Dansby. Let's see what the verdict is as we watch the video. It was a strike, and it's 0-2.
Chicago has one challenge remaining.
So the Cubs have used all of their challenges. Swanson with a single and a flyout.
Yep, this ball strike challenge sponsored by Northwestern Medicine.
He hits a tapper to third, glove by Paredes. The throw to first in time. And that's out number one. Cubs with just 2 hits in this game. They managed only 4 hits in yesterday's game. They had only 2 hits in the Wednesday night finale against Milwaukee. So 3 straight games run and not more than 4 hits in any of the 3.
Yep.
Makes it very tough.
Opponent's pitching changes sponsored by Sloan, official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs, leader in smart water commercial restroom solutions. Learn more at sloan.com.
Pete Crow-Armstrong lines it foul down the right field line. 0-2.
Now between yesterday and today, Pete has hit the ball on the barrel a bunch. He just missed hitting an extra base hit, the gap in right center's last AB. Now he's squaring balls up. That's a good sign for the Cubs.
0-2 pitch, swing and a foul. He stays alive. The catcher Salazar wants to get some kind of an appeal. Nope. He was pointing over to the dugout as if to say, I'm not sure what he was pointing over there for.
Because they wanted an appeal down to Bill Miller about the foul ball. And the home plate umpire, Chad Whitson, showed him the ball and showed him a big dark dirt spot on it from the foul tip into the dirt.
1-2 on Pete.
Years ago, that's what umpires would do. They'd look at the ball for the dirt or shoe polish with the old black shoes. They would always look.
Right. 1-2, check swing, foul back. 3-0 Houston, bottom of the ninth inning. 1 away, nobody on. Bregman on deck and then Bush. These fans have not given up. Curveball is low, 2-2. That had a big break to it.
King in the ball game. He pitched yesterday. He's got a good arm.
Brian King's next pitch is taken down low for ball 3. 3-2.
A lot of Cub fans trying to get into this game and try to help their ball club.
And the pitch by King, swing and a miss, strike 3. Looked like a fastball inside. Might have been elevated. Pete, angry at himself for swinging at that pitch. He came up empty.
Yeah, just high fastball, about shoulder high inside. Pete chased it.
And the Cubs are down to their last chance. Alex Bregman needs to reach. 3-0 Astros. Bregman without a hit in 3 at-bats. And he'll take high for a ball. He'd gladly take a walk right now. Cubs need Horner to get up, because Horner would represent the tying run. Bush on deck. There's ball 3 outside. This would be a big break. The Astros are challenging that call. It's either going to be 2-1 or 3-0. And that's outside. It's 3-0. Not over yet.
Ball strike challenge once again, sponsored by Northwestern Medicine.
And now the 3-0. It's a strike. Bregman needs to reach. He lines a base hit to left center. Cubs are still alive. They need one more man to reach in order to get the tying run to the plate. Michael Bush ready to step in.
Bregman gets a little high fastball, middle of the plate, but chest high. And he gets his hands on top of it and just hits a line drive to left center. Now we need Michael Bush to do the exact same thing and bring that tying run to the plate.
Bush today, 0 for 3. He'll take a strike. And now Bush is going to challenge the call. He thought it was down low, I believe.
Well, you got challenges. If it's a real close pitch, you might as well use them.
It was a strike.
Chicago has no challenges remaining.
So the Cubs have expired or expended all of their challenges.
Ball strike challenge sponsored by Northwestern Medicine.
Shallow at third is Paredes. The lefty King on the mound fires. It's down low.
Big gap in right center field for Michael Bush.
Bregman not being held at first. Horner on deck. He would be the tying run if he gets up. The 1-1 to Bush. Ball 2 down low. Sometimes in a game, that final out is the most difficult one to get all day long. Bush trying to keep the Cubs alive. Hits one in the air, foul to left and out of play. Now the wind has changed. It is blowing toward left field all of a sudden. So that might come into play.
Well, you'd love to see Nico come to home plate. If Bushy can get on with the wind change going out to left.
There's a liner into left, right there to make the catch is Cole, and the ball game is over. And the Astros have made it 2 in a row over the Chicago Cubs. The Cubs' losing streak extends to 7 consecutive losses. Houston wins at 3-0. We'll be back with the totals in just a moment on The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Covering every Cubs game all season long. Rahimi, Harrison, Grody. Middays 10 to 2 on 104.3 The Score.
It's hard to...
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
Question: real estate in California. What the Seriously, can someone help? What's an escrow? What's an ARM? What is an REO? What is pre-approval? Can I get pre-approval? Why is inventory so low? Why are interest rates so high?